Hey everybody, this is Annie from How's Annie, and welcome to the Twin Peaks Thought of the Day for Saturday, January 13th, 2018. No, I'm not actually Annie. She will hopefully be able to join us later today. No, my name is Cameron. I am the host on the Twin Peaks Thought of the Day videos on the Obnoxious and Anonymous channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. We're going to be having a bunch of guests come in and out throughout the day. Well, when I say throughout the day, this is not going to be another 24-hour stream, guys. We're going to be going till noon Pacific time. So roughly about 4 hours or so this morning, we're going to be talking Twin Peaks. We are going to be discussing Queen of Hearts, the Indiegogo campaign that we are in the middle of. Well, not really in the middle, towards the end of, but we're still like in the thick of it. So it's, we're just going to have a bunch of fun all sitting around as friends, talking Twin Peaks and trying to raise money for this project. Where we are in terms of the project, just so you guys know. So we have a starting point for today. We have raised 62% of the 25,000. We have about 9 days left. We have 333 backers. I mean, that is amazing to think about that many people contributing to this. And our total at the moment is $15,490. We're $10 away from being at the midway point of the 15,000. So yeah, we have less than 10,000 left to raise to hit the goal. And so that is the purpose of today's video, as well as, other videos that we do while the campaign is going on. We are trying to raise the money to do this film. I think that this will just be an incredible project and something that every Twin Peaks fan would just adore. I mean, even the people who are like, I don't want to see it. There's going to be moments in this thing that are going to make you go, I'm glad it exists. Anyway, I'm not sure when people are going to be showing up, hopefully soon. But in the meantime, I will turn on the chat here and let's talk Twin Peaks a little bit. Hope you guys are having a great morning or afternoon or evening, wherever you guys are. I know a lot of you are all over the world. And it's so great to have you guys joining me today. There's already a bunch of you in the chat or in the at least watching. Takes a second to load here, guys. Sorry. I don't want any audio feedback. We have Jason here. He's saying, let's do it. Support Queen of Hearts. Steve is here saying, save Annie. Kirsten's here. Hello. John's here. Thank you very much for tuning in. As you guys see, like on the banner, hashtag save Annie. So if you're on social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, wherever you are, just if you talk about the film, hashtag save Annie. It's kind of going everywhere at the moment. We've been saying for about this throughout the week that Save Annie is trending more at the moment than Showtime's like pop-up stuff. So that's insane to me. But yeah, this is if the people are not posting pictures and posting like essays and stuff about Twin Peaks, they're talking about this campaign. So we're like the third trending thing in the Twin Peaks community at the moment, which is crazy. But I just couldn't be happier. Now we need to just translate that verbal support into something monetarily. Okay, so this is taking forever to load. Okay, but I can see the chat now, so that's great. So thank you guys for tuning in. So today, welcome, Charlie. It's great to have you here. Today, up in San Francisco, about 2 hours north of me, they're doing the San Francisco Sketch Fest. There's going to be quite a few people there. Cheryl Lee is unable to make it, so she has... she's not appearing, and Amy Shields will appear in her place. Also, Matthew Lillard is not going now. However, if you are in the San Francisco area, there are tickets still available from 4 to 5:30 in the afternoon today. You'll be able to see Machen Amick, Dana Ashbrook, Krista Bell, Charlene Fenn, Harry Goaz, Michael Horse, James Marshall, Kimmy Robertson, and Amy Shields. Oh, and also Ray Wise. Let's not forget Ray Wise. So that's one hell of a lineup. It looks like Mandy was right last night. They are kind of doing a panel, but they also might be doing some sort of comedy stuff because it is kind of a sketch fest thing. The reason why I'm not going is because the VIP tickets have been sold out since the very beginning, because there's people that are like members of this thing, and so the members just grab those VIP tickets right away. So right now the only tickets available are just audience seats, and then you leave. And I don't want to drive 2 hours just to see people talk and then leave. But if there had been VIP tickets available, I would have been there in a heartbeat. Probably would have live streamed the whole thing. No, I'm kidding. But still, it would have made a great video. A lot of these people have been on the podcast before. Some of them haven't. So it would have been a great way to kind of touch base with them and form a relationship to get them to be a guest on here. Also, there's a few people like Krista Bell and Amy Shields who have helped come on here and promoted Queen of Hearts. So I just wanted to personally thank them as well for that. But if any of you guys are going, be sure to write into us on the Facebook page or email or whatever, and let me know how it was. Tell me what they talk about. And if you did get to go behind the scenes and meet them afterwards at an undisclosed secret location, as they say, then because afterwards I guess they're gonna like reveal to the VIP tickets people holders like where to go, and so you're gonna be able to go there and meet everybody. But if you do end up going, personally thank them for all the hard work they do in the community. Ask them to come on the show. Say, hey, great to see you on the program. And and Christabel, if you happen to see Christabel, completely thank her for tweeting out the campaign, because that was something that she didn't have to do, and she did it on her own, and it was an incredible amount of support and endorsement from her. So. All right, let's go back to the chat. Carl is here saying, I finally get to see this live for the first time. I've always seen hours afterwards here in Stockholm, Sweden. Surreal. Well, we're not usually recording in the morning. A lot of us have other places to be usually in the morning, but it's Saturday, so here we are. Shirley is here saying, hello, all. John saying #Save Annie, going strong, and I'm so proud to be a part of this film, and on Thursday I can donate again. I envy your ambition. I know this film will be fantastic and cannot wait to see how it turns out. Thank you. The reason why this film is getting so much support in the community, from actors in Twin Peaks, from people on this podcast, is because how good it's going to be. If this was literally just me, just like, with a handy cam or an iPhone or even a Sony PD-150, that's a deep cut there for you Inland Empire fans. Who knows, what the support would have been, but this is a major undertaking by me to try to even get this thing off the ground. If I can get past this hurdle, then a whole bunch of other doors are going to open, and that's going to just make things so much cooler. Brianne's here, thank you. Shirley's here, in case I didn't say her name. Let's see. Brianne says, yeah, wasn't I just watching this channel 5 hours ago? Yes, we did. Mandy and I did a Ask Cameron and Mandy Anything show last night, which basically became a nostalgic trip through memory lane of TV shows from the 70s and 80s and early 90s. And that was a lot of fun. But yeah, we wrapped that up at around 11 o'clock last night. And here I am at 8 o'clock in the morning doing another show. But it's important, guys, because for whatever reason, the donations seem to really dry up in between the shows. So if we're on and we're doing shows, you guys seem to donate more. So that's why we're doing this again. We need to just keep the hype going. We are less than 10,000 away. It'd be one thing if we were 20,000 away, because we could be like, well, I guess it's just not striking a chord with people. But we're so close. We're so close to it that we kind of just want to just keep going. Also, I just want to say, if you guys do donate during today's morning show, we will be announcing your names and what you contributed to the campaign, and personally thanking you for all your support. Also, during the program, if you guys are on Twitter or Facebook, make sure to let people know we're live, bring more people in. The Sketch Fest is until 4 o'clock, so maybe encourage some of the celebrities to come hop in and say hi to us. So, obviously they don't have to be on stage for another 8 hours. So, maybe we can get couple guest appearances in here, that'd be fantastic. I personally haven't reached out to anybody just because I didn't know what was going on this morning, and I thought it. But yeah, if you guys, they love it when you guys tweet at them and say awesome things. So, let's get George Griffith on here and make Mandy blush. Wouldn't that be funny? All right. Let's see. Steve's here. Great. Charlie, save Annie. Thank you. Mateus is here again. Welcome. Twin Peaks fan site. Hello. Channel 0X said, paid Monday, donating again. Save Annie. Thank you so much, guys. We have about 9 days left. So that's where we are. And it's funny to think that the campaign was going to be over. I mean, it would have been over last week. But thanks to a viewer, Carolina, I was able to extend it an extra 15 days. So that was great. So we are very close. We're not there yet, but we are so close. I can feel it. So let's really try to make a huge, step forward today. If we don't hit obviously the 25,000 in the next 4 hours, which it would be amazing if we did that. Let's try to shoot for at least 20,000. Let's try to get at least an extra 4,500 in here, so that we can begin the last week with just having 5,000 left. I think that would be great. Again, I just want to remind you, if you donate, if you contribute to the campaign and the campaign is not successful for whatever reason, you will get your money back pretty fast. So it's not like you have to wait like 4 to 6 months for it to come back. It's usually within, I don't know, a day or two. It just Indiegogo just flushes it right back. So there you go. Jason says, it's great to have the international community together. Hey, I agree. It's fantastic. It's amazing that season 3 ended 4 months ago or so, 4.5 months ago. And yet we're still, we don't have as many people in the chat that we usually do. Or we did at that time. At one point when Hal and I did episode 8, we had 500 people watching us live. And in the chat, I couldn't even read the chat. It was moving so fast. So yeah, we don't have those numbers anymore. Still haven't hit the 3,000 subscribers. But it's great. We have a wonderful, wonderful community here. And I'm just so happy to have you guys all here talking with us. All right. Wilton's here. Welcome. India Phantom's here. Let's see. Indie Phantom says, I love your stuff. I wish you luck with this. But I have to be honest, I have not made it through a fan film or fan edit yet. I'd be willing to give a Twin Peaks one a chance. Chance though. Well, thank you, Indie Phantom. I really appreciate it. I'm glad that we built up enough goodwill that you would at least attempt to watch ours. Sean's here. Hello. Stephanie is here. Hey, guys. Charlie is here saying all praise Carolina. Yeah, Carolina, I don't know if she joined Twitter. There's a few of you guys who actually joined Twitter just to tweet about the film. I mean, that is incredible devotion. It's wonderful. And Carolina has been coming up with some amazing tweets about the campaign. So I really just want to give a shout out for her. Some of her tweets have been fantastic. And Debbie, who's been on the show before, she joined Twitter to do this as well. And she posted this amazing tweet of Heather Graham and what Debbie looked like in like 1995 and how she tried to pattern her hair after Annie Blackburn. It was amazing. Shirley says, these chats are the joy of my days. You know what? Me too. Really like it. Stephanie says, I'll be donating again. Haha, on Thursday. A lot of you out there. I got to tell you, a lot of you, I'm just so humbled because many of you have contributed over and over and over again, sometimes small amounts, sometimes huge amounts, but it's so incredible seeing, the same people like just wanting this made, wanting to see this get done. So I really want to thank each and every one of you, but the ones who've been contributing over and over again, you guys rock. You guys are incredible. Carl says, these discussions are amazing, almost as good as the show itself. No, they're not. No, I'm kidding. Orc's in the chat. He says, what the F up is, Cameron? Happy Saturday, Brosif. Well, Orc, welcome to the chat. Hopefully you stick around for a little bit and have some fun talking with everybody. Let's see here. Sean's here saying I'll be donating Monday. Steve is talking about his dog Monkey. He's been making these amazing tweets and pictures of, I believe it's his dog named Monkey, and it's running around with a tennis ball that says hashtag Save Annie on it. Let's see. Wilton's like saying thanks for all the shout outs, of course. Thank you guys for always being here. I don't know what you guys do for a living. I don't know if you guys work at home or what, or students, or I don't know anything about you guys personally, but it's always incredible that whenever we go live without like really any announcement whatsoever, a lot of you guys are here in the chat talking, supporting stuff, and wow, it's just incredible. Like there's no notice whatsoever, and then here you guys are. So it's always we always talk about that before we record, like, well, I wonder how they're doing. I guess we'll find out in 5 minutes because they'll probably be in the chat, and then you guys show up and it's like, wow, that's great. We just really appreciate the support, because, you know, in the grand scheme of things, we are still a very, very, very small YouTube channel. Even though, I mean, we do have a following. Yes, we do have a lot of people talking about us. If you look at the numbers, you know, I mean, if you look at, like, I don't know, I'm not throwing shade or anything, but if you look at like Wow Lynch Wow or like Pete Peppers, I mean, they have like thousands more than us. So I'm just so happy that you know, that we have such a devoted fan base. Orc says 10 days left. I'll try and donate again. Thank you, Orc. Steve says sometimes I have to hide in the bathroom at work to watch. I told that to Annie. I said, listen, if we ever get Christabel on this podcast and you're at work, I don't care what you're doing. You have to just like sneak into the bathroom and get on live, because you're going to have to talk to Christabel. She would kill me if I had Christabel on here and Annie wasn't on here. Brian says, I'm at my kid's swim lesson right now. Laugh out loud. Stephanie says she's watching in the bath, balancing my iPad on the sink. Don't kill yourself. Let's see. Shirley says, we want to meet your missus. I would like to know what she thinks, feels. She is very, very camera shy. She does not want to be anywhere near these videos. If you ask her what she thinks of a show, she'll say, it was good. Anything else about it? No, I like the acting. Story was good. Yeah, it was good. I mean, that's that's what she thinks and says about things. So she really would not know what to do if she was stuck on camera in front of the entire world and having to talk about in depth of a TV show. It would probably drive her crazy. So yeah, she has no interest in being anywhere near these things when I'm hitting record. But let's see. Wilton says, it's very hard for me to be here at times due to the time zone problem. I'm 6 hours or ahead of you, usually broadcast around 1 a.m. my time. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. That's why we try to do these shows like different times for different people, you know, so they can catch up and be a part of it. Also, I mean, it's nice that YouTube, you know, lets the videos stay on the channel as well. So I would hate it if these were just live feeds and then they were gone. You know, part of the fun is just being able to go back and go, what the hell did we think like 3 days ago? All right, here we go. Well, it says most times I'll still come on anyway, even though it's 1 a.m. I really enjoy the live stream and chat, talking to all this intelligent people, Twin Peaks, etc. Danny says, an unusual time to see you live. Greetings from Germany. Well, Danny, I can send you a link to come in, because you have not been on this show in like 8 months. So if you want to come on and talk to everybody and help encourage them to keep up their support for Queen of Hearts, let's do it. Kirsten says, I have become addicted to these podcasts. What to do when the fan film money has met its goal? Oh, we're still going to do videos because we have to, you know, talk about the process of making the film itself. So it won't be any more like donate. It will be like, let's make. Let's see here. Okay. Oops. Sorry, guys. MW says, how long are you streaming today? Probably another 3.5 hours or so. Orc says, if you don't make the goal, is there any way you can still make the film, or do you need the funds to make a quality product? The funds needed are the funds needed to make the best possible version of this film. I don't think people really want to see the $2,000 version of this movie. But yeah, obviously 25,000 would be the ideal way of doing this correctly, and it being Twin Peaks. You know, I have a very high bar for what I expect and what I want to achieve with this thing. To make anything less, to me, would just, I don't know, to me, wouldn't be worth watching. Or, I mean, it would be worth watching, but it, you know what I mean? It's just, imagine if Twin Peaks season 3 had the budget of Inland Empire. Like, it would be a completely different experience. It might be a okay experience, but that's not what they wanted to show us. All right. Let's see here. Stephanie says, I think Twin Peaks fans have to be intelligent. We're constantly questioning and analyzing it. Yeah, because the people who don't really care just move on with their day, right? So, Sean says, Cameron, your next project should be Inland Empire 2. Wouldn't that be something? Sorry, guys. Queen of Hearts is canceled. We're going to be moving forward with Inland Empire 2. I'm going to go shoot it in Minnesota, which is going to double for Poland. Jason says, last night was fun watching Mandy and Cameron talk about David Cronenberg and Hannah Montana. Yes, that was a weird mix, wasn't it? Let's see here. Yeah, if you guys haven't seen it, Richard Austin, who's been on this program before, he did a wonderful article yesterday about the film. One of the few articles written about Queen of Hearts, I should say, on the internet, and it was a really nice and very amazing article that he wrote. Check that out on his blog. Also, George on his channel, All Things Lynchian, did a really nice trailers in support of the film, and so check that out if you haven't seen it. That, you know, it's just when you guys do that kind of stuff, it just really, it touches all of us. And you know, we just, you know, talked with each other behind the scenes, and we're just like, wasn't that so cool? It was so awesome of them to do that, because while this film has a tremendous amount of community support, for whatever reason, you know, little film blogs, big film blogs, whatever, they're not talking about this. I understand, like, the big guys aren't talking about this, but you know, there's a lot of, like, you know, Joe Blow filmblog.wordpress.com. You would expect maybe some of them would be writing about it, especially after Jake was on here, and John and Amy and Christabel was tweeting about it. But no, there hasn't been. But so it's always nice when somebody in the community you know, helps us out, because that's where we need the help. Who is on here?
It's me.
Wow, you're awake.
I am.
People are wondering, how are we recording again so early after last night's talk of David Cronenberg and Hannah Montana?
That was the best, wasn't it?
It was super fun. Hashtag super fun.
Hashtag super fun.
You know, the other thing is, after we were done doing that show last night, I was like thinking, oh, I should have brought up this show and this show and this show. And that's what happens when you're under the lights. You totally forget what you're talking about. But yeah, I just want to say the ABC Weekend Special was the bomb on Saturday mornings. All right, let's see here.
I also loved all the NBC made-for-TV movies. Those were so good.
Right. Well, I brought up one of them, the Poison Ivy movie with Michael J. Fox and Nancy McKeon.
Right. Yeah.
Let's see here. Sean says, do you think they will ever do a Twin Peaks movie like Fire Walk with Me on Showtime? I've been saying for a while that they may not do a season 4 right away, obviously, but they might do a couple standalone movies. So I don't know what the subject matters are going to be, but I can see them doing 1 or 2 standalone Twin Peaks movies and letting David Lynch do an original movie for Showtime. And that would be like their way of making everybody happy while we're waiting for season 4. Although, you know, we had it discussed with us a couple weeks ago that I don't know if there's what the truth of this rumor is, but there is a rumor going around that David Lynch is looking to start up his own streaming channel. And if he can get that going, he may purchase or try to get Twin Peaks away from CBS and Showtime so that they can do their own Twin Peaks projects on that streaming channel, or at least, other things in that world. I think that would be I don't know what that, I mean, that would be crazy. I don't know if CBS and Showtime, they seem to be really enjoying doing these Roadhouse, Double R Diner pop-up things. I think they like that extra money coming in.
Mm-hmm.
It's the only show that they really do that allows itself to be merchandised the way it is. Even though I don't think they're utilizing the merchandise as well as they could be. I think that they may not want to give it up. It's it's already changed hands from ABC to CBS, Paramount, Showtime. You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah.
I mean, if Lynch was like, "Oh, I want to take it to Netflix," I don't think they'd be like, "Oh, okay." It would be a court case, probably.
Yeah, it'd be a struggle to get rid of them, that's for sure. But yeah, the promotion and the merchandising and all that kind of stuff for Twin Peaks has just been very strange. Again, they do all these things when the show's already over, and their merchandise just wasn't good. Like, they didn't have anything there that I'd actually want to spend that kind of money on.
I believe I called it the other day pedestrian. And Amanda from the Bookhouse Babes, when she was on a couple weeks ago, I completely agree with her. There are so many amazing artists, Twin Peaks designers, Etsy people that do wonderful, wonderful things. It's like, why doesn't Showtime hire these people, contract them out, freelance them out to make products for them? Yeah. Because just a white T-shirt slapping a still from an episode of Twin Peaks on the front of the T-shirt, that's not what I want to spend my money on.
No, and it literally looks like they just ironed it on. There's blunt edges. It's so amateur.
Right. Like it. And it's weird because sometimes Showtime is doing a really great job with the show. But then other times they just completely botch this thing. I mean, like, we're talking about the merchandise, talking about how they didn't have enough season 3 Blu-rays initially. That was a nightmare. The fact that the boxes are completely falling apart when you open them. Mm-hmm. But then the presentation of the discs themselves are incredible.
Yeah.
So it's like, you take the good, you take the bad, you take them both, and there you have Showtime's Twin Peaks.
I wish that one artist that made all those that made the weekly posters for each part. Who was that guy? Was it Christian something? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Say it again. I'm sorry.
The guy that made those the posters.
Oh yeah.
That drew the posters. Like, right. I want to see that stuff on T-shirts. Like, why wouldn't Showtime get that? He's so talented. Mm-hmm. That's the kind of stuff that we want to see.
Definitely. Yeah. Who knows?
Not Audrey with these weird little 80s squiggles on it. Like, it's just so. And it's like the worst picture of Audrey too. Like, Audrey from the pilot, she has got like this frizzy toupee on. Like, it's so terrible.
Well, no, that's not the newest one they released is her dancing in the Roadhouse.
Well, yeah, that one's been out for a while, but they brought a new one. That's a picture of her from the pilot sitting in her chair at school, and they've just got like 80s neon squiggles on it, and it just looks like garbage.
So it's like Audrey does square pegs.
Yeah, right. Exactly. It's horrible.
Shirley says, Cameron, is your film gonna be sultry? Is it gonna be sexy time? Mandy, my question to you is, I mean, you know a little bit about the movie. Does this movie feel like it's gonna be the next 9.5 weeks, or Two Moon Junction for you Sherilyn Fenn fans out there?
It's full on Sesame Street compared to those.
Yeah, that's true.
Absolutely not.
Now, why? One, the story doesn't dictate it.
Yeah.
But two, this is going to be made available free online, and so it has to be somewhat age appropriate, somewhat clean.
Yeah, and yeah, it, like you said, the story doesn't call for it. It's not necessary. You
Definitely
don't
not.
have to put stuff like that in movies to make them popular. If you have a good story, you're
But
good.
but I will say this though, if the story did dictate that, I would not shy away. But it doesn't. So there it is. Andy Phantom says, Cameron, please try to hire Ron Garcia to be the director of photography. That would be amazing. Well, if we want to raise $100,000, sure. Because it would be obviously his fee, plus probably some extra money to do something where he wouldn't mind David Lynch, going, Ron, what are you doing?
Yeah, right.
Well, they pay me well, David. Okay, Ron, go for it. So let's see here. Sean screaming Mandy woohoo. Shirley saying love you, Mandy. Steve is Mandy with hearts everywhere. Stephanie saying
Steve.
Let's see. Let's see. Stephanie, hey Mandy. Kirsten's hi Mandy. Carl, hey, it's the Dark fan Mandy back in the house.
Yeah, Dark is so good. We talked about that before, and I keep telling you to watch it, and you're like, yeah, it's on my list. But man, it's so good, and everybody that I know that watches it, they like. There's so many questions. I have to rewatch it. Like I have to go through it a few times. But man, initially, it's so good.
Yeah, but see, I haven't looked at Netflix to see if it's the subtitled version or if it's the.
You can change it. You can do whatever you want. The one that plays is the dubbed version.
Right.
And if you just look past it, it's you get used to it and it doesn't bother you. I tried switching it around and I didn't like it. I don't like to read when I'm watching movies.
Right. Sean says, I wonder if David Lynch owns any of the rights to his films. Well, I know he owns Eraserhead and he owns Inland Empire.
Is that it?
I believe so.
Huh. Interesting.
Well, because Elephant Man's Paramount, Dune is obviously Universal. Blue Velvet is it's MGM, but it was Dino De Laurentiis' production. Wall of Heart was MGM. Lost Highway, I can't remember what company that was, but it wasn't like his. Obviously, Mulholland Drive is Universal. So, yeah, he doesn't really own that much. I mean, Eraserhead and Inland Empire for sure.
I mean, do people really own their stuff anymore anyway?
If you're a content creator on YouTube, sure.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like famous movie directors, people don't generally own their stuff, do they?
No.
Steven Spielberg doesn't own all his stuff, does he?
He doesn't own any of it.
Yeah.
So. But he does have enough influence to be like, guys, if you try to remake E.T., I will burn the city to the ground.
If anybody tries to remake E.T., they will be dead to me immediately. E.T. is the worst movie in the entire world.
There's a few movies that will never be remade while the filmmaker is alive. E.T. is one of them. Back to the Future is another one. Zemeckis has made it very clear. There will never be a Back to the Future remake while he's alive.
So, good.
And they have enough clout to not... The studios are not going to want to tick them off, you know?
Yeah.
All right, we have a couple donations here, Mandy.
Awesome.
We have Julia, who has been amazing.
Julia.
She's wonderful on the chat. She's wonderful, as just one of our fans. And also she's been contributing a lot. This time she threw in $10. Thank you so much, Julia. I really appreciate it. We got another one here from Annika, $15. Thank you so much. And I just want to say, Annika did these. Mandy, you have to admit, these are amazing, like illustrations she did of like Annie in Glastonbury Grove and Cooper and Earl playing chess that she did for the campaign.
Oh, she did those?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I love those so much. I tried to convince you at one point to just do a cartoon that was just those images. So good.
You know how long that would take?
I know. But her artwork is so incredible. So
it is super incredible. Yeah, I was like, wow, that's really cool. I mean, they came out different than what I initially thought in my head, but what she gave was so like awesome that I was like, yeah, that's awesome too.
Yeah. Oh, that's so good.
Yeah, it was really cool. Okay, so that leads our total at the moment with 336 backers at 62% raised. with 15,540 with about 9 days left. So we're heading there. So Mandy, we are less than $4,500 away from hitting the big 20,000.
We can do it. We can do it today.
Where's
Hal, our big cheerleader?
I know, that's what I'm. Yeah, Hal gets on here, and all of a sudden the donations just go through the roof. And that's before he takes off his shirt. So, all right, here we go. Steve's here saying Hippie Ann's here, because that's Annika's name on Twitter. Indie Fandom says, Cameron, you should do more episode commentaries as a marathon leading up to your campaign deadline. Would be cool to get some of your favorite guests for different episodes. Sure. The thing about that is, like, commentaries, you'd want us to talk about the show or the movie or whatever we're doing. So it'd be kind of weird to like stop every like 10 minutes to do like a commercial break. But I mean, it's always a possibility. I guess, I mean, one of the things that we've been talking about behind the scenes is like, we've been doing so many videos. I mean, even more than we normally do. We've been tweeting up a storm, Facebooking like crazy. It's like eventually we have to be able to stop and take a breath and, let the campaign just keep going, and let you guys kind of take it from here. But we keep doing the shows because obviously we're trying to keep getting the word out there. But I got to tell you guys, it's really exhausting to keep up this kind of pace. But we've been doing it. I mean, most of us have, work outside of this as well. We don't just sit around making YouTube videos all day. So this is everything we're doing here is on top of everything we do everywhere else. So, so imagine like getting, I get like maybe 4 or 5 hours sleep a day, and then I'm just running on full steam, like all day long, and then come home, try to do a video for another 2 or 3 hours every night. Then we're tweeting all throughout the day and Facebook posting. It's like, there's a reason why there's teams of people that do things, you know what I mean? And, this is basically, at least over here, it's a one-person operation. So any help you guys do, anything you guys can contribute, not just monetarily, but just you guys helping to spread the word out, making videos, doing articles, that type of thing. It all helps because otherwise, how else am I going to get the word out? I can't do it alone. So, all right. Shirley says, why do you think David Lynch never used Patricia Arquette again? She was my favorite blonde. I don't know. I mean, I have no idea. I know because at the time she was married to Nicolas Cage. So maybe that divorce did something. I don't know. I mean, I have no idea. I know Patricia Arquette's been very outspoken about bad experiences in Hollywood. And she, in this movie that her sister made, Rosanna, made a movie called Searching for Deborah Winger, about issues that women face in Hollywood. And one of them, she says that she had a really bad time with a producer of a movie where she was required to be naked in, and that the producer was kind of like leering at her a lot. And she said to the filmmaker, I don't want that person on the set. And the filmmaker said, okay, he won't be on the set. And then during her nude scene, she looked over and he was on the set.
Oh, jeez.
And so she like chewed out the director for that guy being there. And I've been like racking my brain ever since I heard that, like, what movies was she naked in where that would have been an issue? Or any movie, that she was naked in. And only one, I mean, I'm sure there's been others, but of course I think of Lost Highway. And then I think, well, she's never worked with David Lynch again either. So was that the film, was like, was it one of David Lynch's producers being a total dick? I have no idea. I can't think of it. I mean, I'm sure you guys in the chat will be able to run off every movie Patricia Arquette was naked in. But I can't. So whenever she tells that story, when I see that documentary, I'm always thinking, was that Lost Highway? I have no idea. I have no idea.
Well, and she had a hard time on that set too anyway, didn't she? Didn't she call him like Satan at one point or something?
I think that was after the fact. So maybe those two stories do line up then. I don't know. But you've never seen her even like tweet out support for David Lynch,
Yeah.
like everybody else does. So, and Lost Highway is a pretty dark film,
Mm-hmm.
and unlike when you see like Blue Velvet or Mulholland Drive, like everybody seemed to be so happy to be on the set. When was the last time you saw Bill Pullman and Patricia Arquette talking about Lost Highway?
Yeah.
I'm almost wondering if it was, did they have a good time? I don't know. I mean, it didn't. I mean, if you watch that documentary, Pretty as a Picture, I mean, you kind of have to wonder, did people? I mean, it didn't. At least on the surface, it doesn't seem like people had as much fun on that film as they did on they do on his other movies.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Yeah.
I could be totally wrong, and I would be happy if I am. I'm just saying it. You just never see anybody from that film, even Natasha Gregson Wagner. You never see anybody talking about Lost Highway.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, it's like this weird forgotten film kind of thing. Like,
well, it's not a forgotten film, but it's almost like a film that people involved don't want to discuss and don't want to associate themselves with, which is weird because it did pretty well. Actually, the soundtrack did better in the movie, but
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's an interesting question. I hope Criterion eventually releases it on Blu-ray and we get some good extras because I'd like to hear about all the behind the scenes stuff. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. That's one I've been waiting for a long time. So we'll see.
Kirsten says, "Why do you think Lynch and Frost are not jumping at the opportunity when Showtime says that they're so positive for another season?" Well, there's a lot of stuff going on, and obviously we're not privy to all of it. But it's weird because like Lynch and Frost will say, "We're happy to do it as long as Showtime wants to do it," and Showtime says, "We're happy to do it as long as Lynch and Frost want to do it." So I think it's just up to the negotiations and what they're doing. And I know Lynch just wants time. He needs time. If you watch those behind the scenes, he's always complaining about, God, I wish I had more time to do this. How can we do the Great Northern stuff in 2 days? And
Yeah.
because when you watch the Ben Horn stuff, they're perfectly fine scenes.
Mm-hmm.
But if you think about it, they do kind of seem like point and shoot type of scenes. They're not fully explored the way Lynch's other scenes are in a lot of his work. So you could tell they're definitely under a time crunch, but that's okay. They were on a time crunch when they were doing the ABC show, and a lot of those scenes are perfect in my opinion. So, it's sometimes things just turn out the way they turn out, and Lynch always finds a way to make it work anyway. So what does it matter?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Twin Peaks Outside the City Limits says it's before 9 a.m. Cameron, did you have your cup of Good Morning America? No, I don't drink coffee. So, I mean, I have a mocha once in a while, but not like coffee.
Oh, sad. I run on coffee. See, I found like the biggest cup I could find today. So,
Mandy's autobiographical novel, Coffee and Cigarettes.
Yeah.
Sean says, I would love Cameron to do a Lost Highway watch along. To be honest, I don't have that much information to go off of. To be able to discuss all the ins and outs. I'd have to find somebody from the crew. Let's get Patricia Arquette on here and we'll talk. We'll do a Lost Highway watch along. That'd be great. Any Phantom says you and Mandy should tackle the facts of life next on an episode. I think we did that last night.
It was such a great show. Did they ever release a complete series of that?
I don't think so. I think they did like 2 or 3 seasons and then they stopped. That's why I never because they never released like Silver Spoons or anything.
Oh, I loved Silver Spoons.
Yeah, so I mean, there's a lot of shows that they just still have not released. Even Alf on DVD is cut. I mean, they're not even like the full episodes. They're the syndicated episodes. So that's why I don't even own Alf. So. Uncle Traveling Matt says there should be white T-shirts with black hashtag Save Annie or red How's Annie, please. I would be listen if I get to make this film, I'll be walking around with T-shirts that probably say hashtag Annie lives. Yeah, that would have been great to go to the Sketch Fest tonight with like a Save Annie shirt.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
They'd be like, "Oh crap, don't let them behind the scenes."
Yeah.
Let's see. MW says, "I hope that Joey shows up dressed up as a green alien again." That was a once in a lifetime moment, guys. So I think Danielle has that privilege now.
Did he shave his beard?
Oh
I think
no.
he was no, he was going to. I saw on I think Instagram the other day he was going to.
Oh, but he
So
didn't
we'll
do it. He
see.
didn't do it for the show though.
No, no,
Um, let's see. Jason says Chris Vector did those Twin Peaks posters. Yeah, it was
oh,
like,
okay.
but yeah, I mean, you're right. It is like Cristiano or Christian or something like that. And
They were stunning.
they
If you had to get any of them, do you know which one you would have gotten?
no, because I can't remember all of them.
Oh,
But I do like that image he did of just Laura / Carrie screaming with the house and
yeah.
stuff. That was really cool.
I think I'd get that one.
Indy Phantom says Queen of Hearts free online. That's pretty great. Well, it has to be free, Indy Phantom. I can't be charging money for people to watch Twin Peaks. Showtime would have my ass on that one.
You'd have to charge a lot to pay your legal fees.
Yeah, pretty much. We have a new contribution from Stevie. He threw in $5. Thank you so much, Stevie.
Steve.
He goes by Stevie apparently on his
Oh.
So he's got different chat handle here. So we are now at $15,545, 337 backers. That's great.
Awesome.
All right, here. Sean says, I want my Straight Story Blu-ray, damn it. Hey, talk to Disney. You know, they don't put a lot of their stuff out on Blu-ray. So, but yeah, I mean, but if you do have the DVD of the Straight Story, it actually still looks good, even up converted. So I was really impressed with that.
I think I only have it on VHS. I don't think I ever got a DVD. Is it VHS? Yeah, I don't remember. I may not even own that one. I don't know. I've only seen it once. So
Uncle Traveling Matt says, you should take the money and make a Wally Brando road movie. That would be the most pretentious movie ever, and yet in that pretentiousness, it would be awesome. Let's see. Carl says, Cameron, was your script for Queen of Hearts finished around the mid-90s, or have you come up with any new cool ideas for it during last year after season 3 and after having these streams? The script has been constantly evolving since 1992. Just like whenever I, because it hasn't been made. So whenever I had like a new idea, I would work it in, fit it in. And then obviously with season 3 and the final dossier, I just had to tweak a few things here and there. But in a way, Lynch and Frost with season 3 and the final dossier actually made the film better, because there was a couple of shortcuts I was going to have to take. And then they managed to lay down some new mythology that managed to make it flow even better. So I want to thank them very much for helping me out. Because I was super worried, about that. Like, oh my God, the season 3, or, I didn't even think about doing this fan film for years because season 3 was coming out. And so I was like, okay, cool. They're going to do season 3. And then when season 3 didn't tackle anything that what my fan film was going to do, I kind of threw it out there like, hey, I'd still like to tell the story. So people were interested in that. That's great. And then when the final dossier came out, I was really worried. I was like, oh God, this is going to be the moment where the final dossier comes out and it's going to say a bunch of stuff and I'm not going to be able to do the film because that would then be contradicting what Lynch and Frost are doing, or at least what Frost is doing. And as I've said before, I'll say it again, this film is not in, competition against Lynch and Frost. It's not in competition against Showtime. It's just wants to be its own standalone thing. That being said, I, like for instance, right, like some people have said, oh, why don't you do this movie like a couple years from now or something like that? I'm like, because it's like, okay, let's say they did a season 4. Let's say they did another thing. And then they tackled some of the things that I was going to tackle in this film. Well, then I can't make my film anymore because then it would be in direct, conflict with what they're doing.
Yeah.
So it kind of has to come out before they do anything else so that it's not in competition against their vision,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now is the time.
Exactly. Now is the time. Let's see. Oh yeah. Indy Phantom says Lost Highway was polygram, I think. It definitely was. So that was great. Julie is here saying you're welcome. Julie was so sweet, huh, when we brought her on the show.
Yeah, that was awesome.
She says, yes, I really so want to see this movie. Wilton says, I'm a sucker for E.T. People can bash me about that. I love that film, not the remastered edition, of course. Well, even Steven Spielberg himself has apologized for making that new edition of E.T. So,
and you know what? Most people love E.T. Like 97% of people that I've ever talked to have loved that movie, you know, so heartwarming and blah, blah, blah. I saw it when it was in the theaters. I was like 4 years old or something like that. And it scared the living daylights out of me. And I've been terrified of ET ever since. So you like any picture, any image, I can't, it literally terrifies me. So
listen, there are two types of people in this world, Mandy. There are ET people and there are Mac and Me people.
Oh, wow.
And then there's the real freaks that like the Garbage Pail Kids movie.
Oh my gosh.
All hail Mackenzie Aston. Okay.
Mackenzie Aston was so good. Whatever happened to him?
I don't know. Jason says, Annika, that artwork is terrific. I've used those images in my social media shout outs. Thank you again,
Cool.
Annika. You did a great job. Uncle Traveling Matt says, my favorite Spielberg movie is Schindler's List.
Oh, it's so good.
Well, you know what made Schindler's List even cooler, besides it just being a great film by itself? It came out in the fall of 1993. And less than 6 months earlier in the same year, Spielberg also released Jurassic Park. 1993 was the year for Steven Spielberg.
Jurassic Park came out the same year as Schindler's List?
Yeah, months apart.
Crazy. Wow.
Yeah. Huh. So, and then he tried to duplicate it a few years later by releasing Lost World and Amistad in the same year, and it didn't quite work out that well.
Wow.
But 2 years prior that, Oliver Stone in 1991 released The Doors in the springtime and JFK in the winter. And that was an incredible double feature. The only other director you can compare those to, you have to go all the way back to, I think, 1939, when Victor Fleming himself released 2 films in 1939 that he directed. Can you guess which movies he released, Mandy?
The Wizard of Oz?
The Wizard of Oz and Gone with the Wind.
Oh.
In the same year.
And it was the same director?
Yeah.
Come on.
That's
crazy.
Other directors had like done other scenes and stuff, but he was the one that came in and did the reshoots and put it all together in this then. So
wow.
Huh. Can you imagine in 1 year releasing The Wizard of Oz and Gone with the Wind? You could pretty much retire right then.
Oh yeah. Yeah. You're set for life. Wow.
Julia says, you guys are all amazing. I can't imagine how exhausting this is after work. I just want to lay around and watch your videos. Yeah, no, everybody's amazing except the people who aren't here right now that said they were going to be here. Listen.
Oh my goodness.
I'm kidding.
And they're all like East Coast time too, so they have no excuse.
Exactly. Annie needs to ditch your friend at the museum and get on this podcast now. So, all right. And Hal, I don't know where Hal is right now. So he's probably watching Hard Day's Night for the 50th time. Let's see.
Hal.
Stephanie says E.T. is perfect.
I'm shaking my head, Stephanie.
Andy Phantom seems convinced that Patricia Arquette was talking about Lost Highway.
Yeah.
But I don't think
everything that we've heard, it's plausible for sure.
Well, I can't think of any other movie at that time that she was naked in that she would be referencing in that documentary when that documentary was made. What else could she have talked about? And then you look at just everything else, the fact that she's not publicizing anything about Lost Highway, David Lynch, or you know what I mean? Like everybody else just like David Lynch is so great. But she's so silent about him. There seems to
Sorry,
be
go
like,
ahead.
I'm just saying it just seems like all the actors are silent about him except Balthazar Getty, who kind of shows up for 3 scenes or whatever in the new series, you know? So
Well, yeah, and when I say that Lost Highway is like a forgotten film, it's not that nobody remembers it, but it's just that nobody talks about it. Nobody references it. It's just it's pushed aside. So
well,
I just don't get it.
and again, my feeling about that has to do with the soundtrack, because the soundtrack, while incredibly popular with obviously music soundtrack enthusiasts, it does date his movie. Whereas Blue Velvet, Wild at Heart, all those Mulholland Drive, they're all timeless. Twin Peaks. I mean, the reason why Twin Peaks works so well for new viewers is because it's you don't know what time you're in. You know, it's the 50s, it's the 80s. You know, you don't know. Everybody looks so cool, and the Badalamenti score doesn't date it at all. It's very jazzy and cool. So,
But there's a lot of that in Lost Highway too. Like I don't know if I agree with you on that about the soundtrack. I mean, there's some things like the Nine Inch Nails or the Trent Reznor stuff is I don't know. I think it's cool. David
no,
Bowie and stuff
I'm
and
not saying it's bad. I'm saying that you can say that it's mid 90s.
yeah, I guess. Yeah.
And that doesn't
Half of the soundtrack anyway, yeah.
that doesn't make it bad. I'm just saying you can definitely put it in a time and space.
But does that really matter?
No, but I'm saying this is why it's not as discussed universally as some of his other movies, because his other movies can speak to anybody at whatever time they watch it in. Whereas like
Okay.
Lost Highway feels like you almost had to be there
Yeah. Hmm.
at the time.
Okay.
I mean, who knows if that's who she's talking? And not she now when she's talking about, she's not talking about David Lynch in particular. She's
Yeah.
talking about a producer that was on this potentially on the set,
Mm.
and um,
Ugh, can you imagine? That'd be so uncomfortable. Oh
and
my gosh.
I'm just going off what the fact that she hasn't mentioned David Lynch since that production. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? And interesting enough, the producer that India Phantom is suggesting in the chat here, I don't want to throw out the name out, but you guys could figure it out. David Lynch, I don't believe has worked with since that movie either.
Hmm.
So there might be some, real credence to that being the film she's referencing. I don't know.
David Lynch takes care of his people.
Yes, he does.
He very much is he's a weirdo and he makes them do really weird, uncomfortable things, but you can definitely see how he loves them and takes care of them. So
And I think if Patricia Arquette was upset at Lynch because the producer snuck back on set to see her nude scene, um, I think David Lynch probably, as far as I can tell from his behavior and the way people talk about him, I think that producer snuck on without Lynch's awareness.
mhm.
So if Patricia Arquette was probably upset at David Lynch, I don't think David Lynch was like purposely trying to make her upset.
No, it doesn't seem to be his character from what we've seen.
Before or since.
Yeah.
Yeah. So um Hippie Ann says, I can't wait to watch Lost Highway on my Lynch marathon. Right now I'm watching Dune. Well, just a few hours ago I woke up, so the sleeper has awakened. Let's see. I just love what's her name? Alicia Witt in that movie. And how can this be? For he is the Kwisatz Haderach. It's like, wow, just thinking 30 years, little girl, you're gonna be sitting against a tree being called the C word. So
I know you hate it, but I love that scene.
it's not a
I,
bad scene. It's
it
it's
doesn't fit or go with anything,
right. That's
but
what
the
I'm saying.
acting is so incredible. Like their intensity of Alicia Witt and Caleb Landry Jones, holy mackerel. It's so intense. You're just like on the edge of your seat because you're just so involved in what's happening with them.
and
That
then
was
this
special.
and then the scene ends and is never referenced again. So
New, but the acting is good enough. It's yeah, it was great.
no, it's a perfectly fine scene. It's just
Hmm.
again, so many of the scenes come from nowhere and go nowhere, and so you have
Yeah,
to appreciate them on an individual scene basis. But
yeah,
as part of a overall story narrative, um, it's hard to get invested beyond just an independent scene.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like there were like I would have liked to see, a story about Stephen and Becky and not just see, they're only in a couple of scenes together. Um, I would have liked that explored.
Yeah. Now they're calling for a director's cut of Dune in the chat.
Oh dear.
People did approach David Lynch during the Missing Pieces premiere and asked him when is he going to release his director's cut of Dune, and he actually laughed in their face, which because he's usually just so cool and collected, just to see David Lynch just completely erupt in laughter, like, "Are you idiots kidding?" I mean, there's not a director's cut, but there is an extended version of Dune that played on TV for years and is also on DVD. But he took his name off.
I have the special edition VHS that has.
Well, he took his name. He took his name off that extended version.
Really?
Yeah, it says directed by Alan Smithy and screenplay by Judas Booth, which is rather funny because I remember because my local TV station, when Twin Peaks was all the rage, they were like, "Tonight we're gonna watch the 2-part Dune directed by Twin Peaks David Lynch." And I remember sitting there starting it up, and I'm like, "No, it says directed by Alan Smithy." David Lynch had nothing to do with this movie apparently. And then that's how I found out about the whole Alan Smithy thing. I was like, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Stephanie,
and didn't multiple directors use Alan Smithy for stuff?
Yes, until there was a movie called an Alan Smithy film, Burn, Hollywood Burn, that was so bad that even the director took his name off it. So Alan Smithy directed the Alan Smithy movie. And so I believe the Directors Guild retired that name.
Okay.
Okay, so we have a new contributor. Is it Jan or Janie? I can't. Janne. Probably Jan, but she has donated $50.
Awesome.
That's amazing, incredible. Little Stevie is back with $1, so thank you, Steve.
That's great.
So we are. Let's see where we are here. We're coming up on. Let's see here. Okay. Oh, we're so close. We're $4 away from hitting 15,600. So we are at $15,596. 339 backers with 9 days to go. We're still at the 62%. Yeah, I mean, wouldn't it be great to just hit that 20,000 today, so that the last week we only have to worry about the last 5. But if anyone out there with deep pockets want to throw in about 10 grand this morning, that we'll take that too.
That would be super.
That would be super fun.
Super fun. Hashtag super fun.
Oh my God. It's so funny. These hashtags everyone's coming up with, right? And we have hashtag super fun, hashtag save Annie. You, of course, have hashtag gaze for Mandy, which apparently follows you wherever you go. So
I don't get it. But
hey,
good.
People love you, Manny. People love you.
Yeah. That's good.
Let's see. Now they're talking about Mizuraki films, like Spirited Away. Steve says, "I love crap sometimes." Hashtag super fun. So, Shirley says, "I'm glad to see that Twin Peaks fans love Studio Ghibli." Do you like anime stuff, Mandy?
No.
Just flat out no.
Nope.
Oh, look, we have another contribution. Look what happens here, Mandy. We get on video and people start donating, but between the videos, nobody donated.
Yeah.
Steven's here with $4, so he takes us up to 15,000.
Awesome. That's so great.
600. So thank you, Steven. Really appreciate it. Everybody loves Steven. Let's see here. Buster says there's a German edition of Lost Highway. It's a Blu-ray. From what I understand, every like DVD of Lost Highway, at least in the States, is just terrible quality. That's why I don't own it on DVD. I have a Laserdisc. I actually have 2 Laserdiscs because one of them is suffering from Laserdisc rot, but I kept it. I kept it anyway, just in case. I had a backup. But yeah, I don't have a DVD of it. I only have Laserdisc.
How does it look on the Laserdisc?
Well, on my tube TV, it looks fantastic. If you watch it on an HD TV, it looks like crap.
Oh.
We have Justin here who contributed $5, so thank you. Takes us up to 15,605.
Awesome.
Manny, this is incredible. You know,
it is. It's awesome.
Oh, look, we have another one too. Wilton threw in $5. Thank you so much, Wilton. Awesome. He's watching us from Brazil, I believe.
Wow.
I know he was up late last night with us.
Yeah.
So that will take us to the magic number of 15,610. That's awesome. Let's see here. They're still talking about Studio Ghibli in the chat. Another Stephanie's here. Hello, Stephanie. How's it going? Hal is screaming, I'll be there in a few. Yeah, you're right, because Magical Mystery Tour is just ending for like the millionth time for you. I know. Well, you know what I have to say? Goo goo goo. Get in here. We like to tease everybody here, guys.
I heard your George Griffith comment this morning too, by the way, before I logged in.
It's only a matter of time. His days are numbered as a obnoxious anonymous virgin.
Someone at Lynchland posted a picture this morning about because he had gone to the MoMA thing and he took a picture with the fans. They posted it and I was all like, ding! So
you're right. Richard is in the chat saying, hey, Cameron, are you going to be on here for a while? I'm going to be on here till about noon my time, so about another 3 hours or so. Hopefully my voice will keep up. Although my voice did hold pretty steady for 18 hours that night. And then... yeah,
it was your mind that didn't.
That is true. That is true. Thank God that we cracked after our guests had shown up.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that would have been
disaster. Can you imagine if we were like that nuts? And I think I was joking about that night that like, what if David Lynch had shown up right at that moment when we were just completely nuts and we just assumed it was some sort of apocalypse now fever dream we were going through.
So much fun though.
We'd be like, hi David, is that really you?
Yeah. And I would giggle for like 7 minutes straight. So,
or if George had shown up at that moment, I would have
just passed out.
Right. So Annika has contributed. So thank you so much, Annika. She threw in $20. So we are now at 15,630.
Awesome.
See, this is amazing. This is the way it should have been all week. Just every time I look at my email, there's another contribution. But hopefully Hal will get in here and I can rest my voice a little bit and I'll let him do some announcing. All right, here we go. Let's see here. All right, so everyone's like, hello, Hal. Gloria's here. Gloria, she's been doing some incredible stuff too. She's been making these Tippi Hedren dolls for the birds online. And I've met Tippi Hedren. She was signing autographs at a convention and she was in the middle of a conversation with somebody about really nothing. And she took her picture, signed it and gave it back to me all while talking to the other person. Didn't even acknowledge me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's very bizarre, but I have it framed, you know? So, I mean, it's a great picture. It's a beautiful picture. But I was doesn't she
have a famous child too?
Melanie Griffith.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay.
And if you guys want to see, listen, if you like Lynch stuff, you guys will love just, crazy cinema. There is a movie out there called Roar, ROAR. And it's a feature / documentary type of thing of Tippi Hedren, Melanie Griffith, and her friends all living in a house in, like, I believe Africa, and they're surrounded by, I think, 200 lions.
What?
And these lions like walk in and out of their house, sleep with them in their beds with them. It is truly one of the scariest movies of all time, just because you feel like anybody could be killed at any minute.
Oh my gosh.
Those of you that are in the chat, open up another tab, go on YouTube and type in Roar trailer, ROAR. You will not believe that this movie even exists, and you will probably purchase it like today because it's so crazy.
When was that?
Early 70s.
Oh.
Like, it is so insane that you can't even believe it. And a lot of people got hurt making that film. You've never seen that many lions around people. It's not like, oh, look in the distance, there's a lion. We're talking about like 75 lions in somebody's house.
Oh.
Seriously.
That's ridiculous.
Anyway, somebody recommended that movie to me. I said, that movie could not exist. You know, I mean, I know a lot about films throughout the years, and I'm like, I've never heard of that movie. That sounds ridiculous and doesn't sound like it exists. Oh, no, it exists. And I bought it for like $12 on Amazon, and it is completely one of the coolest things you could own in your collection.
Wow.
Yeah. So Roar, look it up, guys. You'll be thankful you did. Matthias says, I feel responsible for the hashtag gays for Mandy.
You are responsible for that.
I just said Mandy had a great laugh, and Cam thought I was hating on Mandy, so I said I was gay, and the rest is history.
Oh, that's what happened. Okay, I knew that. Okay, yeah.
Well, I think there's a little bit more to that. I think also the fact that you were referring to friends of yours and stuff, the ones that gave you like the Mark Frost book. You know, obviously you know people who are gay and stuff like that. You're friends with people, so it shows people that you're in the community already, so they embrace that. Yeah. Steve says, Matthias, it's all your fault.
I love everybody. How's that?
There you go. Hashtag everybody loves Mandy, not everybody loves Steven. That's a long hashtag, though. Uncle Traveling Matt says, David Lynch will make this film happen. Keep it up.
Uncle Traveling Matt. I love that handle. Yeah. Where have you been all this time? I've never heard that before.
I think he's been around a little bit. But we don't usually record this early in the morning, so.
Yeah.
I keep making the joke off camera, and I did it online or on camera last night, saying that probably the last money will be Sabrina Sutherland sneaking into David Lynch's pocket and taking his credit card. Yeah. I joke, Sabrina, I joke. Let's see. Richard Austin again is asking me, are you going to be on for a while? Richard, I will be here till about noon. So I will put it in the chat so he sees it. Noon, Richard. All right. Buster says the Blu-ray is widescreen German of Lost Highway. It's about 45 seconds longer. It's probably not actually 45 seconds longer. It's just because it's PAL versus NTSC. So that will right there extend it a little bit. Uncle Traveling Matt says, I want David Lynch to make a short film about the Norwegians. I think it was called Inland Empire, but it wasn't short. Yeah. Let's see here.
There's Joey. Hi, Joey.
Hello. Good morning.
Wait, hold it. I gotta check. Did you shave? No, you didn't. Mandy told me you shaved.
It's gonna be today.
Oh,
it's happening today.
But didn't you say that like 2 days ago, though?
No, he said that. He said that like a week ago for the video, but
I have stuff to do. I haven't gotten around to it yet.
People in the chat have been wondering if you're going to show up as a green alien today. I told them that you were saving that only for people in your intimate circles now.
They have to drop some serious money for me to wear that thing again.
Yeah, if we hit 25,000 by noon today, Joey takes everything off today. So.
Okay.
I feel like people would want refunds.
I know.
Serious refundage.
Let's see. Gloria says, Wow, Cameron. Wow. I know Roar. That film is scary. Joey, do you know Roar?
Roar?
Yeah.
No.
So are you able to watch things and like not have like audio come over? You know what I mean? So you can open up a
I
tab.
have my headphones on.
I know, but when I have headphones on, if I play something on another tab, you guys hear it for whatever reason. Go on YouTube and look up the trailer for Roar. It's a movie / documentary about Tippi Hedren and her daughter Melanie Griffith when she was a little kid, living in a commune in Africa with about 150 lions.
What the heck?
Yeah, exactly. Look that up. I want to get a live trailer reaction of Joey watching.
Are you sure it's not the Katy Perry music video? Is that what you want me to watch?
No.
Oh my gosh.
Just type in Roar movie trailer. And obviously the people can see your square, but feel free to talk while it's going on. And because I would love to.
One.
Yeah,
Is this 2015?
Well, they re-released it on Blu-ray, so that might be the trailer for.
Okay.
All right, let's do a live trailer reaction of Joey watching Roar. Go for it, Joey. Talk us through it while it's on, so it stays on. So
well, here's an ad, so I'm gonna skip that.
Keep donating, guys. Keep donating, guys, while we're doing this.
We have a beautiful sort of. We see some giraffes, some zebra, like some people like to say. Lion. What the heck?
He's speechless, guys.
Oh, okay. All right. The music. Why this music?
Was a hippie movie, you know.
Roar. What the heck?
What are they showing us?
It's just the lions just keep jumping on these people.
Yeah.
And like headbutting them. And I keep saying roar.
Well, it's the old-fashioned.
Watching it feels dangerous. It's like everybody's borderline getting mauled.
Yep.
The lions have blood all over their faces.
Yep.
And this guy's making out with a lion.
Well, you know, once you go lion, you don't go back. So.
Oh my god! No, I've never seen that. Why?
Hippie Ann says, "I want to talk to Hal about the Beatles." Well,
speaking of,
well, here he is.
Well, I'm glad you're here. Did Magical Mystery Tour finally end?
Gaze for Mandy. Yes. Besides, it's not 100 times I've seen it. It's more like 150 times. So, yeah.
All right. Well, your mother should know that you need to be here on time, okay?
Let's all get up and dance to this song. And, you know, Mandy, Gaze for Mandy, you know, you should embrace the fact that you're a gay cultural icon. You know, you join the ranks of Madonna and Joan Crawford and Judy Garland. You know, come on, man, that's good company.
Yeah, she could be Gloria Swanson in Sunset Boulevard.
Exactly.
Right. You know what? If people like me, that is awesome. I like that, so that's good enough for me. Okay,
make it work.
Yeah.
All right. Hippie Ann says, "I want to talk to Hal about the Beatles. I was raised a Beatles fan. I'm a huge Beatles fan. My second name is Finnish version of Eleanor," for Eleanor Rigby, obviously.
You want to hear my Beatles impressions? All right, here's John. Ready? Hello, this is John speaking with his voice. And now here's Paul. You can just do them really simply. It's just like, Paul here. And then George is, I'm George Haddison. And then Ringo is, yeah.
You know what?
That's great.
Listen, I know Ringo has probably all the money in the world, but is he like hard up for cash or something? Because he was like, I mean, a couple of years ago, he was playing at my mom's local casino.
Well, he just likes to drum, man. You know, he's been touring with that all-star group for years, and it's always a joy to see Ringo live. When he was hard up, dude, that was years ago when he was doing the Sun Country wine cooler commercials. That's when he was hard up. Now he's just an elder statesman that likes to drum, you know, because the drums loom large in his legend.
You know what? We could do a sequel to Yellow Submarine. How you can play all 4 parts.
I kind of do the Beatles cartoon voices.
You know what's funny is that to this day, a lot of people, even my sister, who is huge Beatles fan, that's who like introduced me to the whole thing. Mm-hmm. Even her and her friends had no idea until like a year ago, until I told them that the Beatles did not do the voices in Yellow Submarine.
No. Although they didn't want anything to do with it, really. They wrote a couple of songs, and they were like toss-off songs, like Only Northern Song, and just these throwaway tunes. And when they saw the finished product, they totally embraced it, which is why they did the filmed the live thing at the end, you know? They're like, oh, we wish we would have done it now.
Right. Exactly, because, I mean, that movie looks stunning on Blu-ray, by the way. That's got to say.
So innovative animation-wise, yeah, very influential.
Let's see here. All right. Everyone's super excited about Joey being here. Steve is screaming, Joey, don't shave, don't shave. Norman says, my stomach's acting up this morning. Did I swallow a frog moth last night? Let's see. Misty's here. Hey, Joey.
Hello.
So you've brought your fan club here.
Wasn't that a Jimi Hendrix song? Hey, Joey.
Is that before or after you started humping an amp? Jane Michelle says, greetings, speakers. Kirsten says, okay, Cameron, because of this campaign, here I go eating my oatmeal now.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. That's great.
Hal, by the way, we've raised nearly $100 already this morning, just so you know.
Despite your confession of being a Hannah Montana fan, you've raised $100 today.
That was so great, right?
I wasn't aware of this.
Oh, you need to watch our video from last night. It's epic.
Okay.
Wait a minute.
So good.
I made it very clear I've never watched those DVDs, though.
That's even sicker, though, because you actually bought them just to put on your shelf.
Yeah.
What the hell?
They're there as a security blanket.
If you took a look at my collection, you would be amazed. Like I said, the Hannah Montana to Werner Herzog collection. You know, I got it all, baby. I got it.
My guilty is Sex and the City 1 and 2. I have both those movies.
So do I.
I actually watched them.
No, I like them.
You can't just buy it and not watch it.
I didn't like 2 as much as 1. I think 1 should have been the ending. You know,
yes.
One was pretty good. 2 was
no. The idea that like all these women in Abu Dhabi are wearing like all this designer clothes under their kebabs. Yeah, I don't believe that for a second. Wishful thinking, Sarah Jessica Parker. Wishful thinking. Okay. We have a few more contributions. Michael here with $50.
Beautiful.
Wow, awesome.
Thank you. Kirsten here with 25.
Nice.
Awesome. That's here she goes eating oatmeal. Carl here with 10.
Beautiful.
Let us know how the oatmeal is, Kirsten. Are you having maple and brown sugar, or what are you having with it? All right, now we are uploading here. Hopefully it'll be done in a second here. Mm-hmm. Okay, here we go. We have 346 backers at the moment. We are at now 63%.
Yes.
Yay.
Sweet.
We're at 15,715.
Wow.
We are getting so close to that 16,000 and then really close to that 20,000 as well. How that's the goal, at least for today. Let's try to at least get to, as much as close as we can, if not hit at least the 20,000. So the last week, we just have to worry about the last 5, but we're less than $4,500 away from hitting $20,000.
Yeah, it's cool to see those jumps up. So keep them coming.
Right. I mean, because Mandy and I were joking about how we raised some for the campaign last night, and then there was nothing in between the two videos. And now that we're doing this, all of a sudden it's just rapid fire, and it's like I want rapid fire like all week long.
I guess this is the game. This is what you have to do.
Yeah.
Keep the cam on.
Oh yeah, Hal brought up this great idea the other day of just doing this live stream with just my camera on with the link there all day long, and then sending you guys the link so that if you guys had 5-10 minutes, you guys could just pop on and surprise everybody and then pop out. That'd be hilarious. But then people would, I wonder if there would be somebody who would leave this on their screen like all day long, waiting for that inevitable Hal pop. Oh yeah.
Okay, I'll be back in about 10 minutes.
All right. Let's see here.
All right, cool.
Gloria says, yes, that's a great idea to talk about Roar. It took them years to make. Sometimes they have shorter or longer hair than the previous scene. Hal, have you ever seen the movie Roar?
No, I heard you talking about it. It has 75 lions in a house. What?
Like 150 at least.
Oh, God.
I'm surprised they didn't eat Melanie Griffith. I mean, she was only like 5 years old at the time.
Roar.
Now everyone's like, Hal, got a light.
Yeah. I don't. I've got a lighter.
Wilton says, so you see, Cameron, you don't lose hope over the campaign. There's no formula to these donations. They will hopefully keep coming one way or the other. So anyway, yeah, I mean, it's like you kind of each campaign seems to have like a life of its own, and the life this one has is get everybody on the podcast and talk endlessly for hours, and hopefully we don't go mad. But Hal, I know you wanted to say something to everybody watching. We have almost 70 people right now currently watching live. Let's just start the plugging now, man.
Hey, we'll keep the money coming in. Yeah, Cameron whispered in my ear last night some of the finer details of his film, and it got me super excited. I've already donated, and I come on these podcasts, but now I'm like extra, like doubly or triply excited based on the little details he secreted to me. So trust me, you're not going to be disappointed in this film. So whatever you can throw its way, please, let's make it happen. It's going to be very, very cool.
And there's going to be at least a handful of moments that every Twin Peaks fan will see in this thing and probably start stomping their feet and screaming out loud on their couch like, oh my God, is it really going to go there? Oh, it's going there. Oh my Lord.
It's going to be better than you may imagine.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it's not. I've watched a lot of fan films, you know, and you know, I'm not knocking anybody else's stuff, but like it's so not going to be that. It's so going to be like its own, like full, you know, idea and film presented. It's not a 5-minute just, you know.
Plus, if you think these videos are cool with us just sitting around jabbering about nothing, wait till Cameron actually starts the process, and you're going to get constant updates, you know, and watch him create this thing. And, you know, that's going to be super entertaining. So, you know, add $5, add $10 out of your pocket, and you're going to get lots of video entertainment.
Jamie Michelle says doing these live casts on the weekends is smart because lots of people are home. Well, this is probably this, and then the campaign will still be live next Saturday, so I might do one next Saturday as well. But yeah, I mean, we're getting, you know, dangerously close. We're 9 days away. The campaign should have ended like last week, but we managed to extend it another 15 days. And so, yeah, I mean, we got nine days to go.
And we don't want to get $24,999 and fail. So if you throw that extra buck in, you'll make sure that doesn't happen.
See? Exactly.
Yeah. We have another contribution coming in here. Elizabeth with $10. Thank you so much, Elizabeth. That's really
Elizabeth. Thank you.
There we go.
So that takes us to 15,725. Wow.
That's a good number. I like that number.
Well, I like what you said the other night that like 15,000 is great, but you know it's even better, 16,000.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's we have another one. This is what I like, guys. Jason with $10.
Love it.
So now we are at 15,735.
That's what I mean. If you've got $1, $5, $10, if you've got 25 or 50, 75, 100, sure. But those smaller ones that you go, what's my $5 going to matter? If those trickled in like they are now, $5, and then a couple minutes later, another 5, another 10, by the time this campaign's over, we'd hit the goal easily.
In fact, we'd be over the goal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's wow, this is really amazing doing it like this. You guys are incredible. So today at 4:00, San Francisco is doing the Sketch Fest with the Twin Peaks actors. I don't know if you've seen that or not.
Yeah.
Cheryl Lee has dropped out due to illness, so Amy Shields is taking her spot, which is, that's a pretty good replacement there.
Good. Yeah.
So they're going to do a panel, and then they're going to do, I don't know, I think they're going to do some sort of, maybe they're going to play around, do some like scenes and sketches and stuff like that. Because
that's pretty cool of Amy to substitute like that too, because nobody wants to be the understudy or the second choice or whatever. So that's very gracious of her to fill that slot. So yeah.
Yeah, I was, someone asked me earlier, like, how come you're not going? Because I live like 2 hours away from it. It's because when I went to get the tickets, because if you are a member of that, you have access to first dib tickets, right? So all the VIP tickets were already taken, which would allow you to go to another location afterwards and hang out with the cast.
Yeah.
Right now, the only tickets available are pretty much the back seats where you listen to them talk and then you go home. So I would have totally gone if I'd been able to get a VIP ticket. So.
Yeah, the mingling would be the cool part. Yeah,
right, exactly. Because I mean, a bunch of them already been on this podcast, so it would have been great to touch base with them personally. And also, I really just want to thank Krista Bell personally for doing that tweet about the campaign, because that was incredible of her to do that.
Definitely.
So,
I'm kind of upset I didn't get to go see those MoMA viewings because I didn't realize they were ticketed. Those when they were showing the complete return,
right?
And George Griffiths was there. I think I remember seeing pictures on his Instagram that he was there. So I'm kind of upset that I didn't get to go now.
It would have been great to see it in that venue. That would have been amazing.
Yeah, I know some of the people were there. That would have been cool.
MW says, "How long will the film be?" I can't obviously confirm that. The film hasn't been made, but I will say that it is longer than 5 minutes. Much longer than 5 minutes. Senate Kill says, do you have a revised budget if you don't reach the goal? No, this is an all or nothing campaign, guys. So if it doesn't hit 25,000, everybody gets their money back. So there isn't, because sometimes you can do a campaign where you can keep the money you raise, but Indiegogo then takes like a higher percentage out if you do that. And I wanted to do this movie right, and I didn't feel like let's say it raised 13,000 or something like that. I know I couldn't make it for that. At least what I want to do. So I would have to just individually refund everybody. This way, I just made it so that the website itself takes care of that, and I don't have to worry about that. So, let's see here. They're talking about Robert Blake. Is he in prison? No, I didn't think he was convicted. Was he?
I'm not sure.
I don't know.
I don't think so, because I've seen him. I saw him on a talk show a few years ago talking about it, and I don't think he's incarcerated now.
Right. Well, the performers that are going to be at the Sketch Fest are Machen, Dane Ashbrook, Krista Bell, Sherilyn Fenn, Henry Goes, Michael Horse. Well, of course, Michael Horse will be there. He lives in Berkeley. James Marshall, Kimmy Robertson, and Amy Shields, and Ray Wise. So that's a pretty good lineup.
Ray Wise?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And
yeah, I'd drive 2 hours to see Ray Wise for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, completely. And if you're going to have a Sketch Fest, you better have Ray Wise there because of Fresh Off the Boat and all that. I mean, he's a great comedian. So,
I know the new issue of Blue Rose magazine, the one that's coming out next, number 5, has a Ray Wise interview. So go and support those guys too.
Number one question. So what happened? Why do you have one line in the whole series?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
If that's not the number one question, like, were you? I'm sure you could have gotten out of your schedule to do more. So what happened? Why are you doing one line delivered twice in season 3?
Yeah, that's one of the main things that give me hope for season 4, because there's no other reason to have him there for that line without going, yeah, there's going to be more to that. That's somewhere down the line.
Well, it wasn't just the fact is like, obviously, I mean, Lynch and Frost can do whatever they want, but he was one of the biggest cheerleaders for Twin Peaks coming back before anybody else was, long before Kyle ever was. He was the one always talking about like, yeah, it'd be great to have Twin Peaks back. And, David Lynch is the one that patted him on the knee. He was the first one to confirm like, Ray, the town's still there.
Well, so, and in the extras in the gold box set, that where Lynch talked to them in character. Who did he choose? Grace Zabriskie, Cheryl Lee, Ray Wise. And it seemed like he was so psyched to work with those 3 again, and then he gives Ray 2 lines. Makes no sense.
One line.
Or one line, yeah. Said twice.
One line twice.
All right, we have another contribution. This is from is it Turkey? I've been in communication with her off and online. She's a wonderful musician. She has contributed $15. So thank you so much. I think it's awesome. Terhi.
Terry, probably.
Terry.
Terry Papuri.
Yeah.
Oh yes. Okay. I recognize that name.
Yeah, she's wonderful. Okay, so that takes us to $15,750. We are $250 away from hitting 16 grand. That is amazing.
Most excellent.
I had one person say to me a few weeks ago, I didn't think you were going to hit 3,000.
And here we are.
Those of little faith.
Yeah. Yeah, they're pretty bummed about Ray Wise not being in there. They're talking about just Ray Wise's career. Cynic Kill says, honestly, though, everybody pretty much got the short shift except Kyle in season 3. But Ray Wise got it the worst.
Well, Gordon Cole didn't get short shrift.
No, he was. No, I remember teasing. I remember teasing Sabrina Sutherland about that, saying, "So when you got the script, were you surprised that David Lynch basically wrote himself the lead role?"
I'm glad though. He was so good. I mean, I can't take my eyes off Gordon.
No, he was great. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying.
Hashtag gaze for Gordon.
Sean says Dana Ashbrook was given a lot.
Yeah, he was.
Well, he was given more than most people, but his character wasn't he was there, but it wasn't like he had like a huge like arc or something. And I believe the last time we see him, no, I guess we see him in the sheriff's station, but pretty much the last moment we see of him is watching that pukey girl, in the car. So.
The puking girl. I want to know her backstory, man.
That scene is one of the standouts easily.
It is.
Oh my god, cracks me up.
Yeah, but it just gives you that feeling, like the entire, without explicit. I mean, obviously they're saying it in that scene, but you get the feeling. They never explicitly say it in the series, but it's almost like with the doppelganger being out in the world, there's just this like disease and sickness in the world.
Pervasive madness. Yeah.
Right. And so that just kind of seems to be part of that.
I love that scene on the extras in the Blu-ray where Lynch is directing the lady in the car with the God Light guy. And he just keep going. It's like a genius.
Ace Ventura in the chat goes bold, says, I think season 3 was a waste. I think this film, Queen of Hearts, will be more along the lines of what we as fans want. Well, I'm sorry you didn't like season 3. I really like season 3. I mean, obviously, part of the discussions are things we really liked about, things that we were didn't care for or thought that were odd choices. But overall, I would say the good far outweighs the bad. And this fan film is not in direct competition with anything that they're doing. It's just kind of its own standalone thing. So will it be what you're looking for? If you're looking for a story dealing with characters that were barely mentioned in season 3, then sure. But it definitely tells its own story as well. So
yeah, it's kind of like, when the show was on hiatus, then you got, Agent Cooper, My Life, My Tapes, and even though that's official canon, this is something to a little sidebar, while we're waiting, highly anticipating a season 4. It's a great little side story.
The only thing that makes me worried is that if this thing does come off as good as I imagine it to, that if season 4 does come out, and obviously they're not going to acknowledge this thing whatsoever because it's a non-canon thing. Some fans might get upset that, well, how come they didn't start it where it left off? There could be some people going, I like the direction it was going in that other movie. So, you never know. There's going to be, if anything, it's just going to give us more to discuss, more to talk about in the community. And really, to be honest, there's not much going on in the community at the moment. So,
and also with the introduction of the alternate reality concept, I'm sure these same incidences happen over and over again in different ways.
Exactly. Buster says, I like season 3. I didn't love it. Let's see. Jason says, keep up the donations. #save Annie. Yeah, guys, we're on here for a couple more hours, so keep them coming. Keep tweeting about this. Joey, if you see anybody tweeting about this, let us know or retweet them. And
yes.
I know some people are reaching out to other celebrities saying, hey, you don't have to be on stage for another 8 hours. Why don't you come on?
Bring them all on.
Oh, wouldn't that be something? Let's do a Sketchfest introduction here. Next up, we have Machen Amick coming up. Christabel.
She retweeted my photo of me in the double R apron.
Machen did.
Yeah. Excellent.
Yeah. Ace Ventura says, I have complete faith in this project. Oh, that makes me so happy. Thank you. Yeah, and I mentioned George put up a video on his channel.
Yes.
All things Lynchian. That was very great. And Tomas made a video that was wonderful as well.
Can we just, while Machen Amick's name just was floated there, can we just say how amazingly cute she was in the original Twin Peaks, but how amazingly hot she is now?
What's extremely accurate statements.
Exactly.
What's really interesting is that she is she seemed like in the ensemble of the original Twin Peaks when it came out, like she was one of the great ensemble, but she's really become like a big cheerleader for Twin Peaks. And I think it's also because her and Kyle, for all practical purposes, are the two of the only actors that have been consistently working since Twin Peaks. So she has that kind of name recognition and that kind of clout in television that she can, use and throw out there. It's amazing to see her like involved in so many of the behind the scenes stuff, like, in that slice of Lynch or whatever, where he's talking at the bar with her and Kyle and stuff. It's like, wow, you never would have thought that Machen was like this huge part, but she has become that. And then you think back going, well, out of all the girls David Lynch kissed, she was the one.
That's right. Cured his 99% hearing loss temporarily.
Right. But I wonder if, I believe he has the hearing loss, but makes you wonder if he was playing it up just a little bit to get closer to Shelley.
Yeah, I think that's true because Albert called him on that. Remember? I know you can hear me.
Well, it's weird because in the original series, he tells Sheriff Truman, Sheriff hearing's gone, got these things cranked up to the max. Yeah. And then in the new series, he goes, Albert, these are cranked up to the max, talks, lower.
He has to turn him down because technology has now caught up where it's like surround sound in his head.
Right. Right. Well, I was thinking about that scene where he kissed Shelley. There's just so many little wonderful moments in that scene because Cooper and Annie come walking in, and Shelley's sitting there with David Lynch, and they're on the same side, like even before. No, she is across from him, then she moves over to be with David. But the way Annie and Shelley look at each other in that scene, it's like Annie's the new girl in town. Shelley's this waitress who's not used to being fawned over. But the way the two girls are like acting, it's almost like we're in high school again. And they're acting like they're with the most popular boys in town, in the school. Because Annie's just like, I mean, she's known Cooper for like a day and a half, and they're just kind of just chilling, like, like they've known each other for years. And the way that it seems like, it almost seems like a 1950s malt shake double date at the diner in that one little moment. And then they have a moment where this waitress that we never have seen before comes over, puts the food down, and then they do this weird like insert shot of her smiling and I remember the first time I saw that, I like screamed. I was like, "Oh my God, is that Wyndham Earle?" Because Wyndham Earle's been showing up as all these people. I was scared to death that he was like, because that was such a weird, awkward insert shot of the waitress that I thought they were trying to insinuate that Wyndham Earle was now dressed up as a double R diner waitress serving them.
You kept seeing Wyndham Earle everywhere. It's like you thought the one-armed man's truck was Wyndham Earle. You're like, you were just waiting for Wyndham Earle.
No, the reason why is because the one-armed man wasn't just driving, like he was driving erratically like Wyndham Earle. It had that Wyndham Earle touch to it. It wasn't like I was just thinking.
Cameron's like they're at One-Eyed Jack's and Ben Horn's opening up the curtains. Maybe it's Wyndham Earle.
Yeah.
Completely out of context. Wyndham Earle.
Stephanie in the chat says, Shelley is a beast. She waited tables all day in a diner in red high heels. That is proof she's badass. I waitressed for years, and heels were never part of my uniform. H says Shelley has always been hot.
Yeah.
Let's see. Cynic Kill says, okay, this is the best case scenario. Okay, this is wishful thinking. Okay, and I'm just reading this. I didn't write this, guys. Best case scenario: the Queen of Hearts is viewed positively. David and Mark like it. And then they bring Cameron on as story consultant for season 4. Basically, fact checker.
You'd be like, what was the guy that did the comic books? That joined Lost. You know who I'm talking about?
I don't know the name, but
Brian. No, what's his name, man? The Why the Last Man guy.
Okay.
He did Why the Last Man graphic novels, and he did what else? He's doing Saga right now. Brian K. Vaughan. All right. So he was a huge Lost fan, and his comic structure always ends with cliffhangers, kind of like Lost was. So David Lindelof read his comics. He said, "Hey, come on in, man. You can help write these stories." And then he wrote with them for the last couple of seasons.
Okay.
Yeah. So he could be in that.
Maybe he can explain to me what the purpose of all that temple stuff was in season 6.
Well,
like those to go, guys. Why are we spending 8 episodes in a temple? All right.
Well, it's better when it was better than the part where they were in the remember when they were giving them the fish biscuits when they were in those cages? Because that's when they were negotiating for the end of the series. That unprecedented deal where they said we're going to go 3 more seasons and then end it. And,
right.
They're going, wait a minute, you can't end a hit show. And they're like, we have to. And that's why our characters, we don't know how to move this along. So while those negotiations were going on, that's when they kept them in those cages, as if to say, we're in a stasis. Unless you give us an ending, we don't know how to proceed. So we're just going to put all of our characters in these cages for episode after episode.
Jane Michelle says, yeah, waiting tables and heels is nuts. Blister City.
Blister City.
That's the next fan film, Blister City.
Hashtag Blister City.
Yeah. Don't start up another hashtag. We got so many going on right now. All right, guys. See this awesome Indiegogo link? Follow it. Throw in a buck if you can.
See it right there, right there.
Tweet it out. # Save Annie. Yeah, let's see. James says, so true. Anything is possible, Cameron. About yeah, because you never know. I mean, we had Jake Wardle on here a while back, and he was just Skyping with David Lynch for 3 years before he was in the new Twin Peaks. So you never know. You never know what could happen. What began as just random Skype conversations with David Lynch transitioned into, hey, you want to kill Bob?
It all makes sense now.
Yeah.
Completely. Joey, you missed that episode. Did you ever catch up with that one?
I started watching it. I didn't watch the beginning of the interview. I saw sort of the middle end.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he was wonderful to have on.
That was super fun. Sorry.
I told Cameron he should make # super fun shirts.
Yeah. Hey, why not? We should all have shirts of
super fun. We're like cutting. I think we're cutting out.
There you are.
I don't know.
You disappeared for a minute.
Okay. We have 81 people in the chat currently. It's a Saturday morning. Everyone's probably just waking up going, oh, crap, they're live again?
Again?
Forget your Saturday morning cartoons.
Well,
yeah,
except for Scooby-Doo.
we will be your YouTube clowns for the morning. So, all right, guys, let's get the donations coming in. We're only here until noon today, so
I don't have my donation sign anymore.
Oh,
yeah. There's a lull in the donations. Let's see if there's any new ones. No, we're still hanging there. So throw $10 in there just to get us to some movement, some action, so we can say your name.
The last time we did, it was 18-hour stream, but at least that first initial 6 hours that we did the show, it actually rose us to the top of the Indiegogo film section, which was astounding. And then 2 days later, we were at the bottom because everyone stopped donating because we weren't talking anymore, which is weird because I mean, Joey, you're on Twitter a lot. Can you believe just how much the Save Annie thing is going? Like, it's everywhere. Every time I go on Twitter, I have like 40 notifications.
You know what would be really cool is to get Kyle MacLachlan, if he's at an event or something, just somebody with a cell phone, have him just saying, Save Annie. Save Annie. Be the ultimate promo.
I think he's doing Portlandia press right now.
Yeah.
Right.
He must have some downtime.
So, yeah. We'll buy a creative as wine. Just say 2 words for us, Kyle. That's all we ask.
Now, if you had set this up a couple of months ago, I might have been able to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Well, he, people have tagged Kyle to some of these tweets about the campaign. These have not been liked or retweeted by him, so understandably so. He wants to be in everybody's good graces.
Yeah.
It is sort of sad when the series ends and the press junket ends for the Blu-ray, and then they move on to the next project, and you're just going, "Oh,
but wait,
yeah, but wait, talk about Twin Peaks some more." And you're going, "Nah, we're into the next project now."
Yeah. Have you guys watched Portlandia?
Oh yeah, I watch it.
Is it good?
Oh, I think it's hysterical.
Oh, okay.
There's good scenes. There's bad scenes.
Yeah, some are just kind of flat, but you have to have really dry humor to get some of the sketches.
Some of it's pretty funny.
So, what shows, everybody, have you replaced Twin Peaks with? What are you kind of started on now, or what is on your to watch list? In the next, like the top 2 or 3 that you have waiting.
That's a good question.
Are you watching anything else, Cameron?
No.
No?
I'd have been doing this.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
We have a couple comments though. Nick says, "I will donate $100 right now if Joey cuts his hair and shaves his face right now."
Oh man,
For $100.
for 100, that's a little low. It's good to send your request.
It's gonna cost me at least 20 to get a haircut.
Although Joey, you said your hair grows back like instant. You have a 5 o'clock shadow like in 15 minutes, right?
Oh yeah, if I shave like after we get off this,
Yeah.
next Saturday it's gonna be pretty filled in already.
It's like you're smooth like a Ken doll, and then 5 minutes later.
Yeah, it's the Portuguese fisherman genetics. Like I'm supposed to be probably on the open seas, but I'm here in my bedroom.
I'm surprised there isn't hashtag gays for Joey's beard.
There you go.
That works on so many levels.
Wilton in the chat says, "I really want to see Zoe in Queen of Hearts if possible. I think she was phenomenal on the show when she came on.
She's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and she's wonderful and down to earth. And again, it just comes down to the budget raised. I mean, if it's if we raise the money, we'll be able to perhaps get some actors in this thing. If if it doesn't get raised, we don't. So it's as simple as that. The actors, do not work for free. So, and the people who do work for free, you have to work around their work schedules and everything else. So, you get them for a minute here, a minute there. And that's not how I want to make this movie. I want to have an actual schedule and go in, shoot the scenes, and not be like, okay, we have 5 minutes. Let's get this done.
Mm.
Cameron, I think you should, if somebody donates like 25 or $50, you should sing that passage from the Doors Soft Parade that you used in the promo for Queen of Hearts.
Oh my goodness. I have no voice whatsoever.
But that's part of the fun. We want to hear an a cappella version from you.
Oh God, no. No.
You do that for $50. If somebody said $50, Cameron, sing that stanza from the Doors Soft Parade, you'd do it for $50, wouldn't you? If somebody specifically donated, and
I honestly don't even know. I know the words, but I don't really know.
You can pull them up on Metro Lyrics or something in 2 seconds. Google the lyrics to the Doors Soft Parade. We'll make it happen. Come on.
Right. Well, Channel Zero says maybe offer to put every contributor's name in the end credits. Immortality, validation. It's win-win. Well, you know what? Honestly, that was going to happen anyway. I just didn't announce it on Indiegogo, but I just figured if anyone puts in any money, I was going to say this film could not have been made without the help of this, and everyone was going to put their name in there. I just didn't think it was really a perk, because I just figured it would go to everybody that contributed whatever. So,
boom.
There it is. So yes, everybody would be contributed. It's just going to say anonymous though for a few people though. Some people did do it anonymous. So, let's see. People talking about Westworld.
For new shows that they're getting into post Twin Peaks.
Yeah, right.
What did I watch?
Let's see.
I'll say it again. Dark is amazing. I love that.
That one.
That had a great Twin Peaks, Stranger Things type of vibe. So
I just started.
Very good.
I just started Handmaid's Tale, which is very interesting.
And they're doing a season 2 of that.
Yeah, I just watched the first one. It was pretty good.
I'm surprised they're doing season 2, because it wasn't the books just season 1.
Well, that's like The Leftovers. Season 1 was the book, and then seasons 2 and 3, Damon Lindelof and the original author collaborated on, okay, where would that world go next?
Wow.
Okay. Huh. Right. Danielle is here, Joey. She says hashtag Danielle for Joey's beard.
There you go.
Joey, feel free to share the link with her if she wants to hop on.
Okay. I don't know what she's.
Let's see. What are you gonna say? Oh yeah, The Leftovers. Listen, I haven't seen it, but this is what I heard. I heard season 1 is by far one of the worst seasons of TV anyone's ever seen.
That's not true, because I've only seen season 1 and I enjoyed it. The fact that seasons 2 and 3 are supposed to be so much better really makes me excited, because I liked season 1. It was dark and weird, but it was really good.
Okay.
I need to get on that.
Because that's just what I've heard. I've heard the seasons 2 and 3 are brilliant, and season 1 is horrible.
There's a torture scene about 6 episodes in. Oh my God! It's just I mean it was one of those where you're just going, my God, I can't stand I can't stand it. You know, it was very, very intense.
Okay, cool. I want to see that. Jamie Michelle says, name one movie that you love that everyone else hates, and one movie you hate that everyone else loves. I love Xanadu, and I hate Frozen. And she claims the Disney Frozen, not the Adam Green movie Frozen.
My hate, and you guys were talking about 97% of the people love it. My hate is E.T.
Yeah.
Well, and I could lump most Steven Spielberg movies in with that too. But yeah, that's just my, I'm going against the grain. I don't know why. I just don't like the guy. I can't stand Steven Spielberg movies. But don't mind me. I know, isn't that weird? I think I just see his, like, it's always like this child, this backlighting and the wind and the hair, and I don't know.
Jamie Michelle says, I hate E.T. too, Hal.
Thank you.
Awesome.
That was like the movie that wanted me to start writing and stuff. So
I'm sorry, Joey, man.
I mean, but I was like 4. So
well, exactly. I was a little older than you, so I was
like 4 or 5 when I first saw it.
I
didn't like the whole creation thing. It was all these Steven. Turn on your heart light. Neil Diamond. What? No.
Oh.
Your heart light. Anyway.
The first short story I ever wrote was a blatant E.T. ripoff. I replaced the Reese's Pieces with M&Ms. That was like
oh my gosh.
So it wasn't plagiarism.
I was like probably 5 and I wanted to write something.
That's funny.
Terry Gilliam talks about E.T. saying that one of the biggest, not mistakes commercially, but artistically he felt about E.T. was that E.T. was too cute looking. That E.T. should have been difficult to love, but despite that, Elliot still loves him.
Perfect.
He was not cute. He was terrifying.
Yes, he was, Mandy. Come on, he was cute.
Those big eyes.
White and dead and
I love
oh my gosh, it's so
kid.
awful.
To me, E.T. is on par with Jar Jar Binks. It's like, so horrible.
But Jar Jar Binks was ridiculous looking. E.T. was legitimately just scary.
Okay. E.T. Here's the triumvirate of evil. E.T., Jar Jar Binks, Howard the Duck.
Oh my gosh.
Howard the Duck used to freak me out as a kid. E.T.
Listen, Howard the Duck in the comics, original comics by Steve Gerber, is genius. All right.
Howard
the movie is a nightmare.
You know that Howard the Duck has come back, right?
He's come back multiple times.
Oh, he's in Guardians of the Galaxy.
He's all CGI
now. I know. I love Steve Gerber, and in Steve Gerber's memory, anybody that writes Howard the Duck except Steve Gerber is blasphemous. And Steve Gerber's dead, so there is no more Howard the Duck. But anyway.
No, but that movie, was created by Bill and Gloria Hayek, who wrote American Graffiti and Temple of Doom, and that was their thank you by George Lucas. Hey, make your Howard the Duck movie.
The source material is so good that how could they mess it up? That's my gripe.
Because they tried to make it family friendly. The other thing is, I think Tim Robbins said that, they heard that, let's sign on. It's Lucasfilm. We're going to be doing all the state of the art stuff with Howard the Duck, and I think they had planned to do something more with it. And then when he said, I got to set and I saw this guy in a duck outfit, and I was like, oh shit. Yeah.
Stupid.
And yet I still own it on Blu-ray, and I own Xanadu on Blu-ray.
I have a copy of it too. It's probably the worst. I went with a bunch of friends, and I was psyched because I loved the comics. I thought this is going to be the coolest movie ever. And my friend, he's this Italian guy. He just kept going, "Boo, Howard! Boo, Howard!" It's like boo.
Jamie Michelle says, Howard the Duck, the bedroom scene disturbed me for life.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's in the comics. It's great, because he comes from this other world. He's trapped in a world he never made, kind of thing. But he Anyway, it's cool.
Okay. Wilton is bringing down the thunder. He says, wow, a man hates E.T., but still watches Magical Mystery Tour.
Oh, come on. That is so unfair.
Yikes.
That's apples and oranges cubed.
The one bad thing I will say about Magical Mystery Tour is if you watch that Beatles anthology series they did, they show clips from Magical Mystery Tour, but whoever made the anthology, he did the clips, right? So they're like, it's much better edited. It's much better like cut together. They use alternate takes. And so when I'm watching, I was like going, well, maybe I completely underestimated Magical Mystery Tour. This is brilliant. And then I went back and watched the original. I'm not saying it's bad, but I'm just saying when you watch the original, I loved what they did in the anthology when they would show like Fool on the Hill and that type of thing. Like it plays so much better than what we get in the actual movie itself.
Blasphemy. Pure and simple. That movie in its original.
Well, give my regards to Broad Street, Hal.
Well, okay, now again, apples and oranges there, but as a music video, way ahead of the curve. If you just watch it as like, okay, that's the music, that's the video album of Magical Mystery Tour.
Right.
It's genius. And it was done in 1968. It's like Kubrick did 2001 in 68, and we didn't get Star Wars till 77. That's how ahead of its time it was. Same with Magical Mystery Tour. It prefigured MTV by years.
Are you guys having any like issues? Because
a
little jumpiness.
Yeah. Well, it's I don't know, Hal. You may want to log off and come back in.
Okay. Yeah, I was seeing you jump. So if it's me, I'll log off and log back in. I'll be back.
Cool. Be gone, Magical Mystery Tour. Okay. No, I'm kidding. Okay. Joey, why don't you log out and come back in too? Because like Mandy and I didn't have these problems.
Yeah. I'm gonna make sure I'm on the right. All right. I'll be right back.
All right. But Mandy, we do have a new contribution from Carl.
Good. Hey, Carl.
Now my tabs are slowing down. Everything's slowing down.
Yeah, you were like you jump in and out. Like it turns
weird.
to your avatars every once in a while.
I think just everybody's internet connection speeds have just like slowed down the stream, or also Google Hangouts just being a pain in the butt. So, but anyway, we are at $15,760. So that's
awesome.
Great. We are $240 away from hitting 16,000.
That's so good.
Epic. We're getting closer, guys. We're getting closer.
Yeah.
All right, here. Let's see. Norman says, I blame Howard the Duck for disrupting Thomas Dolby's music career.
That's true.
Jay Michelle says, another movie I love that everyone hates is Grease 2. We're gonna score tonight.
Yeah, that was a total cult classic, but man, that was bad.
That's not Stephen Sondheim lyrics.
No. No. I as a little kid, I mean, I love Grease, obviously, but as a little kid, I kind of like Grease too. And I remember saying that to my sister when I was like, I don't know, 6 or 7 years old. My sister just gave me a look like I was just not on this planet.
Hey, I'm glad you mentioned earlier, way back, was Bob Fosse's classic All That Jazz.
Masterpiece.
One of my favorites. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
It's a great film, and it's an underrated film.
Is there a Criterion of that?
Yes, there is. Yes, there is.
I got to pick that up because I probably got an old DVD.
Criterion, honestly,
is it Blu-ray or DVD?
Blu-ray.
Cool.
Criterion really should put together a Bob Fosse just collection, because I mean, if you could get a collection of Cabaret, Lenny, All That Jazz, and Star 80 in a box set, I'm all over it, man.
I'm there with you, man. Right there with you. Yeah.
Because I mean, Roger Ebert once said, wow, Bob Fosse makes all these joyous, wonderful things on the stage, but on screen he just goes for the dark and the gritty, and it's true. I mean, Star 80 is one of the darkest of the dark.
It is, and All That Jazz is pretty dark too, autobiographically. So,
although there is humor and levity in it,
very much so. But the ultimate thing is it's a meditation on his own demise.
Right, right. Nick, I will agree with you. I love Godfather 3 as well. Most people hate it. I agree with what Newsweek wrote in 1990. They said, okay, Godfather 3 is the third best in the series, but one of them had to be.
Yeah. I've never seen Godfather 3, and I love 1 and 2. That's one of those holes in my watching that
I really like it. I talked my friend Carrie into watching it because he refused to. He didn't want to watch it either. He's like, Godfather 3, I've heard terrible things about it. I said, listen, it is not that bad. Is it as good as Godfather 1 and 2? No. But
okay, compare the two. Godfather 3, Exorcist 2, which is worse as a sequel.
Exorcist 2, come on. No,
I like Exorcist 2, man.
No. But here's the thing, okay? Coppola and Mario Puzo got the job to do Godfather 3 in January.
Yeah.
Right? Of 1990.
Right.
And Paramount said, is what the release date of this band. They're all Christmas 1990.
Yeah.
So they had to write Godfather 3, film Godfather 3, edit Godfather 3 in 11 months. It's amazing we got anything good.
Yeah.
In it. So is it as great as the first two? No. But overall, after you see it, are you happy you saw it? I would think that if you really love the series, you would be happy you saw it. Because there's
Coppola will do a Godfather 4.
Well, there had been talk about it before Puzo died. If I had, if I had like a wish list of things I'd love to do if I ever was successful in Hollywood, that type of thing, I would the knees and beg Coppola for every outtake of Godfather 3 so I could reconstruct a new cut of that movie. I think that they had enough time to properly edit that movie because they shot so much stuff that still has never seen the light of day for that film. And I would love to just see a new reconstructed version of Godfather 3.
Has there been deleted scenes released?
There's been one deleted scene released on the, if you get that Godfather box set, there's like one. But yeah, the film had completely been restructured in the editing. And it's, scenes were like completely rewritten in the editing room, where people are answering questions that the previous person didn't even ask. But I mean, Andy Garcia is great. Talia Shire is fantastic. Al Pacino delivers great performance. And the music is incredible. And any movie that ends with Cavalleria Rusticana, the opening music from Raging Bull, has to be okay in my book. So,
okay, I'll watch it.
Yeah, check it out. Hal. I don't. And we got a bunch of Grease 2 love happening right now in the chat. It's just because everyone likes Maxwell Caulfield. So,
no, I can't do Grease 2.
Now there was talk of Grease 3 happening a few years ago that Travolta and Olivia Newton-John were going to come back.
I don't think people will buy John Travolta any longer after all those scandals.
Yeah, but I think what happened is that Hairspray came out and that kind of took the Grease thunder of what. Because if you watch Hairspray, the musical version of it, it's obviously it's not Grease, but it has that same energy as Grease, and I think that's a pretty wonderful movie too. Let's see. Jamie Michelle says, "You have Xanadu on Blu-ray. Your cool factor just hit the roof." How could I not? It's all Olivia Newton-John and Gene Kelly both on roller skates. It's just
no. My roller skate movie to go movie is Linda Blair Roller Boogie.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Solar Babies.
Right. I had a crush on Linda Blair. She's my exact age, so I'm like, she was I loved her. I used to buy those teen magazines and cut her pictures out and stuff.
Yeah. Jane Michelle says, I own a Chorus Line. I'm such a musical nerd. I like Chorus Line too. Actually, a few years ago, there's a video on this channel called Our Favorite Musicals, and it's me and another co-host, and we run through I think 20 or 25 of our favorite musicals. So check that out. It's on this let's see.
And remember, if you're enjoying this movie talk, because I am, I like hanging out and just talking stupid pop culture stuff, but don't forget to donate.
That is true. Let's keep the donations going. It's almost 10 minutes since we've had one. Stephanie, of course, is dropping.
We want to shout you out while we're live here too, so now's the perfect time to do it.
Exactly. Let's try to get to 20,000 guys before we get off. I know it's like, it's where are we right now? We are 4,300 away, but we can. You never know. You never know. Maybe somebody with deep pockets will come walking in here. Stephanie Linson says, "Have you seen Johnny Dangerously?" Yes, I've seen Johnny Dangerously. Michael Keaton and Joe Piscopo. Everyone now the Godfather 3 love is coming in. Awesome. Let's see. Danielle says, I do wish we would have had Winona Ryder as Mary Corleone as originally cast. Yes, that would have been good, and Mary Corleone would have definitely been a more sexualized character, for good or bad, in it. But when Coppola finally cast his daughter Sophia in it, he of course made her a darling little virgin. So
cool to see. And I'm not watching Stranger Things, but I love that Winona Ryder has come back. I mean, forget the kleptomania scandal or whatever. I thought she was really cool, and
isn't that funny that like she does kleptomania and she gets banished from Hollywood and relegated to like straight to DVD movies, like
yeah, she probably wouldn't bang Harvey Weinstein or something like that, What
I'm saying is that kleptomania is like she gets kind of shoved to the back, but Roman Polanski and all them keep working, right? So
well, there you go. That's what the whole thing's about.
The hypocrisy is infuriating. It's crazy. Right.
Yeah.
But if you guys, Winona Ryder fans out there, Age of Innocence, believe it or not, is coming to Criterion. Which is going to be amazing looking. Ace Ventura says most people get really upset with me, but they also didn't watch Twin Peaks when it aired. Season 1 and 2 were a phenomenon. Why would the people get upset at you for saying that?
Maybe he didn't like season 3.
Senate Kill says, if you think Grease 2 was bad, try out watching Grease Live. Yeah, that was pretty bad.
That was a technical accomplishment, but actual execution was kind of bland.
That's like tribute bands, although I like the Beatles. It's like you go see a Beatles tribute. People always ask me, "Hal, there's a Beatle tribute band. You love the Beatles? Let's go." I'm like, "Oh, I wouldn't. No."
I saw one. I saw one a couple months ago at the local fair playing at the on the stage that Monterey Pop was.
Mm-hmm.
They were excellent. They were so good.
Okay, here's the thing I don't like about them, though, Cameron, and I know they probably recreate their music fine and everything, but they try to dress up like them and stuff.
Well, it wasn't that. It was that's not what impressed me. The music they did great, but what I liked was they had the banter down between the songs.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Remember the guy from David Letterman's band? He started a Beatles tribute band called the Fab Faux, F-A-U-X. And their whole thing was to play the Beatles songs that they never did live, like Strawberry Fields Forever, and recreate them note for note perfectly live. That was genius. And there's a band here locally, this guy who's a Beatles freak, and every New Year's Eve he does this. He's done it for like 11 years now. He gets this band together and plays the Beatles catalog A to Z, and it takes him 24 hours or whatever to do it. And it's like this whole marathon where they do the entire catalog from beginning to end. Oh no, they don't do it A to Z. They do it album by album in chronological order until they get through the whole thing. Just like you doing the 24-hour marathon, but they do the Beatles catalog marathon live.
Right.
Now that stuff's cool. These guys that dress up in now I'm in my little suit and my mop top, we're going to play Please Please Me. And we're going to be the Beatles. No, those guys have to leave.
But James does say the Ruddles are the best.
Absolutely.
Jay Michelle says everyone needs to see Mamma Mia live in Vegas. So nothing can compare.
Next time I'm there, maybe.
Well, have you guys seen the trailer for Mamma Mia 2? That movie looks horrific. I mean, it looks so bad. And then poor Amanda Seyfried stuck in it.
Cher's in it too.
Yeah, Cher is dressed up as Lady Gaga in it.
Oh, wow.
Oh, goodness. Well, I never watched the first, but I have no interest in it at all. So.
I like Cher, but that could be sad.
Although I will say this though, you want to talk about a movie that I don't hear anyone talking about, so I don't know if they like it or don't like it. I talking about cheap movies, I love Burlesque. I thought that was just a really cool movie. But you're like, what the hell are you talking about? But no, Christina Aguilera is really good in it, and Cher is, it's a popcorn throwaway type of movie, but for that kind of movie, it's well done. So I didn't expect much, and
Cher, another gay icon, gays for Mandy. You're in that, you're in that stratosphere, Mandy. You should be proud of that.
Now everyone in the chat is screaming about Keira Knightley for some reason. Little known fact, Keira Knightley, I believe, got her start as playing backup to Natalie Portman in Phantom Menace.
Oh yeah, I heard that as well.
Yeah, no, I mean, you can see her. I mean, in the film. Now they're screaming about Winona Ryder and Edward Scissorhands, saying they love it.
Yes,
that's such a great show.
And Heathers is the one though.
Oh yes,
well, Heathers is the best. But I honestly, I mean, I like Winona Ryder during that time, but I didn't really like her with the blonde hair and Edward Scissorhands. I've grown to like it, etc. But at the time, I was like going, she doesn't have blonde hair.
Yeah.
I was more of a Winona Ryder, Lucas, Beetlejuice, Heathers person.
Yeah.
So James Angel says, no, I thought Bend It Like Beckham was Keira Knightley's big movie. Did that come out prior to The Phantom Menace? I think that's after, though. But yeah, Heathers is phenomenal. Jay Michelle says, yes, Keira Knightley played Padme's double. That's what I thought.
Bend It Like Beckham is 2002.
Yeah, so that's way after. And in fact, Keira Knightley even shows up at the beginning of Attack of the Clones, where she blows up. So, let's see. All right, guys, let's get the donations in. Let's keep it going. Trying to get as far as we can. We got less than 10,000 to go before we hit the goal. So we have 50 people watching. So apparently people are out to brunch right now. Jay and Michelle says Heathers, one of the best. It definitely is. So
probably my first celebrity crush, Winona Ryder.
Yeah, there you go, Joey.
Really?
I mean, I saw Beetlejuice when I was young, and I was like, who is this?
Yeah, she was super beautiful.
Beetlejuice is one of the greats. I don't know what to think of a remake of it, or like a part 2 or whatever it is that they're doing. Like, I know.
It's like trying to remake the Rocky Horror Picture Show. There's only one Tim Curry. I'm sorry. You can't.
Well, no, but Michael Keaton's going to be in it, though, as far as
I'm
aware.
Really? Mm-hmm. He's going to be Beetlejuice?
I think
Winona Ryder, everybody.
They're not doing it. They're not doing it.
Well, that would be at least interesting. I thought they were going to remake it with someone else.
Is this supposed to be like in Hawaii or something?
It goes Hawaiian.
Oh, I didn't hear that. I just heard about like the original cast coming back, and
it's not happening, guys. They would have made that thing 20 years ago if they were going to do it. But the Beetlejuice cartoon is great.
Oh yes,
I love that. Yeah.
I love the fact that they actually made Beetlejuice and Lydia like a couple in the cartoon.
It's such a great cartoon.
Yeah. I think I picked it up Shout Factory. Yeah, it's a great little box set. Yeah, Danielle's in here. I love the Beetlejuice cartoon when I was little. How come Danielle's not on here, Joey?
She's saying that she's not
camera ready.
Yeah.
Oh, because it's all this pop culture minutia. She doesn't
have her face on.
Oh. Hey, well, I've gone the Jerry Horn route, which is probably why I'm.
I mean, look at me. I'm a disaster.
Yeah. No, I also mean from the back in Cameron State where it's all legal, that kind of stuff.
Good Lord, Hal.
Whatever do you mean?
Are you admitting to committing federal crimes on YouTube?
I ate a Rice Krispie treat. It was my medicine. Okay, it's gonna be all right. It's gonna be all right.
Danielle is screaming, "I just woke up, guys!" So there you go. Norman Buckwald said Heathers is the 80s teen movie to end all 80s teen movies. That's true.
It is.
In fact, little known fact, Heather's was originally proposed to Stanley Kubrick to direct it.
What?
No way. Wow.
Yeah, and he turned it down. But yeah,
but you might be able to say that about a million things. We sent Stanley Kubrick the script. He was under consideration for it.
No, but what? Okay, but like that whole opening scene in the cafeteria, right? It's this long, big scene, and you get to be introduced to everybody. Daniel Waters, the writer, has said that just in terms of story construction, that scene was designed to be the wedding scene in The Godfather, in terms of how long it is and how it introduces everybody before the story continues. And I thought that was really cool. Like I never thought about it. It's like, yeah, it is true. It is sort of like the wedding scene in The Godfather.
Yeah, interesting.
We get introduced to everybody. But let's see. Shirley says, I need medicine too, Hal.
Exactly. It's good for what ails you.
Danny Michelle says, forget the makeup. You're naturally beautiful, Danielle. Oh, isn't that sweet?
Joey concurs.
Joey, comment.
Yeah, it is sweet. I told her it doesn't matter. I told her it doesn't matter. So
I'm natural is the only way to go, Danielle. Come on on.
Hey,
wow.
Debbie has shown up on these podcasts.
I don't mean nude. I mean no makeup. God, you guys, jeez.
You need
to do that while her boyfriend's sitting there.
But Debbie has come on this podcast numerous times in her pajamas. So
Cameron's PJ party up next. I'm up for it.
Well, yeah, Hal's up for anything right now, guys. Donate a lot of money.
Yeah, I put on my makeup before every show. I didn't know if people know this.
Yeah, exactly.
I get my makeup lady to come in. She touches me up, and then we're good.
Yeah.
Well, you still have powdered donut in your beard, Joey. So.
Oh, do I?
Yeah.
No, I'm getting old.
That's like a line from River's Edge.
No, do not go there.
I won't. I knew you'd know it, so I don't have to.
Go there. We have a lady present.
Thank you.
Understood.
Because that is one of the most grotesque lines.
It's a classic Dennis Hopper line
ever uttered in the history of cinema. Stephanie says this is Joey's glam squad. James says hashtag Joey2, whatever that means.
Oh my
God. Janie Michelle says, I'm a big fan of no makeup as often as possible. Probably the best way to go, in my opinion, because the last thing you want to do is ever like be in relations with somebody where you look one way and then you wake up looking completely different.
Yeah. Surprise! It's the real me.
Kirsten says, I never use makeup, but I am blind as an owl. Oh, that's sad.
I thought owls had good eyesight, don't they? I'm as blind
they
as
should.
bat.
You mean bats?
Yeah, bat.
Well, maybe she's saying owl because we're supposed to be talking Twin Peaks, guys, not
okay.
Yeah.
What they've seen. So they were bats, but they're not what they've seen.
Exactly. Joey, what's going on Twitter? I'm afraid to open up another tab before this thing completely shuts down on
us. Let's see. What's going on Twitter? Our Twitter news update.
Yeah, hashtag save Annie. What's going on out there?
So we have
what's our
the top is Danielle, then it's me, then it's Mateus with a cool little he made a little drawing. I don't know if you could see this. Look. He made a little Annie.
Oh, that's cool. I like
Aww.
Save Annie.
Who made this? Who made this?
Mateus.
Oh, that's awesome.
That is so cool.
I'll retweet it so people could tweet that out.
Yeah, I need to be able to find that. That's great.
And
thank you,
Jason's Mateus. On here. Twin Peaks fan site. Then it's
okay. So anonymous. Messages from people the other day saying, "What do you think? Do you think Heather Graham knows about this, and what do you think her reaction to this all is?" I can't confirm if she knows about this or not. I do know that some people have tagged her on Twitter with this campaign, which is hilarious. So I don't know if she checks her notifications or not, but I would assume that if she does, she has to be a little bit amused by this hashtag Save Annie showing up like nearly 30 years after the fact.
I wonder
if she even remembers that she played a girl named Annie.
Wow, Mandy.
You know what? I'm still irritated by that. The last comment that she made when someone had talked to her about coming back or whatever, how she was not coming
What
back
did
to
she
Twin
say?
Peaks. She was like, oh yeah, like I was in that place where they speak funny, and I'm just like, are you kidding? Like, do you not pay attention to what you do? Like you couldn't even say the Red Room or the Waiting Room or the Black Lodge or anything. She's just like, yeah, that place that, you know, that everyone talked funny.
You know, with that little guy, and that they had a statue, and that place.
Yeah, like
the curtains were in there and stuff.
There was some old guy yelling at me through a megaphone. I don't know what his deal was.
The man with
well, maybe she's one of those actors that goes from project to project to project and does not like hold the baggage. She just lets.
No,
I don't know.
That seems weird to me. I don't get how you could be in something that's so prolific, like so beautiful, and you just don't remember. But I'm not an actor. I've never had to do anything like that before, so I don't know. And I don't know. It made me sad when I was hearing her comments how she couldn't recall what she had done. It seemed very strange.
Do you believe she couldn't recall, or was she actively disrespecting it by acting like it didn't matter, or she wasn't? I don't remember. I barely.
I didn't take it as disrespectful.
Okay.
Mandy does, I think.
It sounds like it, because she's right. Mandy's making a good point. How could you be a part of Twin Peaks and not have it register more than that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it does seem. I don't know if she was purposefully trying to be disrespectful, but just the fact that she didn't care about retaining any type of detail about the show is disrespectful in itself, I think.
Exactly.
But I mean,
well,
we're
at the same year she did Twin Peaks, she did Drugstore Cowboy. So, you know, I mean, yeah. I'm just saying
maybe it wasn't meaningful to her to go through that experience, and maybe that's why she wasn't in a part of the season 3.
Or maybe, she came back to do Firewalk with me. So, I mean, obviously she was a part of it, but I mean, maybe there was a part of her who's like, well, you know, I was basically the Sherilyn Fenn replacement, you know?
Yeah.
But I don't, but see, my feeling about that is, yeah, they may have had to course correct, but when they decided to go the Annie Blackburn route, they fully 110% committed to it.
Yeah.
And so they pulled it off. It's a course correction that actually worked. So
I agree.
That's just my feeling on it.
I agree. Yeah.
Jamie Michelle says, wearing no makeup is my secret of being 44, but still looking 35. So they're saying that Heather Graham is waiting for Boogie Nights 2 Electric Boogaloo to happen.
Oh,
Austin Powers 4.
Let's see here. Wilton says, let's see, where's it?
I still wish Mike Myers would make the Dieter movie. Dieter, remember that?
No.
Remember his character Dieter on Saturday Night Live?
Yeah,
it's the Twin Peaks episode with Kyle MacLachlan. Kyle does a skit with Dieter. He was like he was like a German expressionist filmmaker, Dieter.
Oh yes,
and he had a little monkey. Yeah. He's like, "Touch my monkey, touch it, love it." And
I remember. I didn't know the name of the character.
Oh, it's genius! And Madonna, he had Madonna in, and they did a whole German expressionistic film with Madonna. It's so great.
I remember now.
Love that character. He was going to make a feature film of it, and then it just got derailed.
Right? Yeah. Because
I wonder why he hasn't done anything for such a long time.
It's called The Love Guru, Mandy.
Yeah.
Okay, besides that.
And all 19 Shreks.
Right.
Yeah. Why do you have to work when Shrek like pays you for 30 years?
Yeah.
That's serious.
Welton is talking about Annie from How's Annie channel. She has the link if she's available. She said she was going out with friends to museums today, but if she was around, she would come on.
Annie's so cool. Love her.
George is here saying howdy all. Stephanie is saying, would you like to touch my monkey?
Touch it, love it. I love that character.
Oh my! I love that when Kyle came out at the beginning and they said, who killed Laura Palmer, and he said it was Shelley. And then he gets a call from the back room. It's David Lynch.
Yeah.
But
the only
I think
flaw with that is the voice, the wah 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 on the phone sounds nothing like David Lynch's mannerism. So I wish they would have gotten that a little closer. That would have made it funny.
Well, remember that was during season 1 that happened, or right after season. So they hadn't mastered Gordon Cole yet. They didn't know what Gordon Cole was, because even in season 1, Gordon Cole, when he calls, he hears everything Cooper says.
Well, I mean, he was calling as David Lynch, but I mean, they didn't even get his cadence correct, whatever.
Wait, who are you talking about?
I'm talking about that skit on Saturday Night Live when
that was actually David Lynch.
No, but the voice that was supposed to be, it didn't sound like him. It had kind of that wah 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 when Kyle's answering the phone, and it didn't sound like David Lynch at all. Whatever, you have to see the skit.
You have to rewatch it.
Yeah.
Is Cameron frozen?
Did Cameron freeze?
Yeah, I think something happened.
I was like, wow, what's he staring at, man?
So maybe it was Cameron.
There he is.
I hear his voice.
Camera freezes. It's like, there he is.
There you
go. I don't know what's going on, but whatever.
I think that you're maybe like a replicant, man. Where you just zone out for a second.
I'm a tulpa.
Tulpa.
Yeah.
Speaking of replicant, I'm excited that Blade Runner is coming out on Blu-ray next week.
Have you not seen it yet?
No, I've seen it in theaters. I wanted to see it again, but
yeah, me too. I liked it. It was cool. I mean, I love the first one, but
if either you or Hal buy it, and
I'm definitely buying,
and you're not going to use the digital copy, send it to me. I'd love to see it.
I don't know that I'll buy it because I did see it in the theater. I'm not a huge rewatcher. I'm more like a collector of things I like. So stuff that I've seen, I don't necessarily need to own, like Cameron.
I know I'd rewatch that.
What is with these cheap shots all the time?
Because I'm a collector like you, and I have that collector mentality, so I think it's funny when I recognize it in myself and I see it in somebody else.
Cameron likes the best of both worlds, right, Cameron?
Hey now,
Montana.
Reference. Hey now. Wow, that is cruel and insane and upsetting, and that's fine. That's fine. You can tease me about that. But I bet you watched Lizzie McGuire.
Of course I watched Lizzie McGuire. Hillary Duff, are you kidding?
Oh my gosh.
The pop culture cheap shots are so hilarious. This is so nerdy.
I watched Even Stevens and Shia LaBeouf.
And before that, it was Clarissa Explains It All.
Absolutely. Melissa Joan Hart. That was like one of the first, yeah.
I love it.
And then I watched Sabrina obsessively after that, when she was in that.
Do you think that Stanley Kubrick was inspired? I think AI is actually inspired by two things. The movie Daryl with Barrett Oliver. Remember that movie, Daryl? Data analyzing robot youth life form. And and Small Wonder. I think that those two films combined is what Stanley Kubrick was working on towards AI.
You know what I liked? My favorite technological movie from the 80s, Electric Dreams.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that one?
Yeah. That was right at the same time as War Games.
Yeah.
Which I love, War Games. Ali Sheedy has never looked prettier.
Yeah.
But I was telling Mandy.
Danielle's here.
Bonus.
Hello.
Cool.
Hey. Hi.
Hey. I did get to see the hour of deleted scenes from The Breakfast Club the other night.
Oh, how were those?
Interesting. They were interesting to watch. There's not one of them that you would put back in the movie.
Worth the wait, though. I mean, I know you've been wondering about those since you read that article 20 years ago.
I'm happy to see it, but I was surprised that there wasn't more to them. Like they were mostly scene extensions rather than new scenes.
Gotcha.
So it's like a little line here, a little line there.
Yeah, I don't like those scene extensions. Those don't qualify for me as true deleted scenes. It's like the extended dance 12-inch remix version.
There was a moment though of where the two girls are in the bathroom and Ali Sheedy starts eating things out of the sink and stuff like that. And it's like you watch that and you go, Yeah, I can see why they cut that. Like, that's just weird.
Yeah, but I would have liked more Ali Sheedy because I related to the weird person.
Well, yeah, true. But I'm just saying, but they pushed her into grotesque. You know, I mean, she's eating things out of the drain.
Yeah. To where it becomes
Out of the drain?
A little silly, yeah.
Oh, gross.
It's a little. So, yeah. So I mean, overall it was good. My favorite moment I was telling Mandy last night was there's a scene with Carl, the janitor. You know, and he comes in and he goes like, "Hey guys, that clock's 10 minutes fast," and that type of thing. But before that, in the scene, he lays out everybody's future because they're all making fun of him and stuff. And he goes, you know, Judd Nelson, you're going to be dead in 5 years in a trailer park in Texas. Molly Ringwald, you're going to be knocked up with 3 kids and your husband's going to have more mistresses than you can even shake a fist at. And he's just like destroying them in front of their eyes. And then he goes, by the way, guys, the clock's 10 minutes fast, and then leaves. So
wow,
it's so dark. I mean, like, I can imagine John he'd be kind of funny. It's not funny at all. It's really sad and depressing and horrible. And then he leaves. So I can see why they snipped it out because it pulls it into, you know, territory. So.
Yeah.
But welcome, Danielle.
Hello.
We had everybody in the chat wanting you in here. So thank you so much for jumping in.
Man, everything's breaking up. Sorry. But
yeah, unfortunately, I can't close this down and like restart it because it would just like throw everything into a loop. But
yeah, I'm getting some glitches too, so pretty consistently.
Well, if you have a glitch, just come out and come back in. Maybe that will help.
Yeah, maybe I'll hang up. I'll come back, see if it helps.
All right.
Okay.
I think we've driven all the contributors away from all this chat. What can we do to get people to contribute?
I don't know. Yeah, because we got a new one though. We do have a new one.
Good.
Carl with another $10. That's fantastic.
Awesome.
1,770. You know, I'm going to close this tab out if you guys can monitor it for me, and let me know what the total is, just so that I can try to close out these tabs.
I've got Indiegogo open, so I can watch it for you.
Beautiful.
Sweet.
All right.
Okay, hopefully that's better.
Carl just gave another 10. Carl gave 2 back-to-back 10s.
He did?
Yeah.
10 wins.
Well, I mean, he did one earlier today.
Yeah, like a half hour ago, and then just another 4 minutes ago.
Okay, I thought you were talking about he just did it again. I was like,
no.
crap.
I must have missed the first one.
Dropping 10s.
Dropping 10s. It's the way to do it. It's exciting. You got 20 to give 2 10s. Works. Get your name mentioned twice.
Yep. Let's see here. Ace says, in the pilot, when Laura's body was found wrapped in plastic, did they use a film filter of sorts in that scene? It had a darkness I didn't see in season 3.
I think that was just a lighting issue.
What did we see her wrapped in plastic in the season 3? I don't think so.
I mean, the end, that just when it sort of glitches, when she glitches out, that's pretty much it.
Right. Well,
they pan her, but it's the exact same shot from the pilot.
Yeah, it's the exact same shot. And I think what it is also is you're bringing up an SD video into HD quality at that moment.
Yeah.
Right. So like when you see like the girl at the beginning running as, you know, screaming through the school and they slow it down, it's so like,
yeah,
you can see the grain in it because
very glaring. Yeah.
Not only is it SD blown up to HD, but it's also SD. And they blew that up.
They blew the frame up. Yeah, exactly. Which made it even grainier. Yeah.
Right. Steven has given $2 to the chat. Or to the donation.
Cameron, I know this is a deep cut, but do you know what kind of stock they use to film Twin Peaks?
Oh God, I don't know. It had to have been 35 millimeter film. I think it was 35 millimeter film.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the entire series was shot on 35. And that's why
you should find that answer because that'll be, you know, part of the trivia contest at the next festival.
He froze again.
Oh, Cameron's frozen again. It's got to be on his end then, because none of us
Yeah,
are
I
frozen.
think so. That's
Seems
weird.
like it.
Norman's given $18 to the chat, or to the donation, to the chat, to the donation.
Norman.
Awesome.
So can you give me the total there, Hal?
Total.
Before we glitch
let me
out.
refresh here.
We're glitching out like Laura Palmer did on the beach.
Okay, so the new total is $15,790. 63% of the goal. 353 backers.
Wow. So we are $210 away from hitting 16,000.
Yes.
We're getting closer, Danielle. What do you think about all this?
This is so exciting.
I know. It's crazy.
I love getting and seeing all of the Save Annie hashtags, and it's so great. I'm glad it's like finally like we're getting there. I'm so excited for you.
It seems to be getting everywhere. Joey and I were talking about every time we hop on Twitter, we have like 40, 50 notifications of things. Just people.
That's all my Twitter is these days.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah, and it's funny because it's like you have to. You have to wonder, like, Showtime going, what the hell? Like, every time we look up the hashtag Twin Peaks, it's all the Save Annie stuff and not about our pop-ups. And they're apparently doing the Roadhouse one again, which is kind of funny. Are they charging $150 again to get in?
That was just for the New Year's Eve, the casino night.
Mm-hmm.
But the regular Roadhouse is just, I don't know if there's an admission price, but I think you have to book a reservation. Oh yeah, it's like $25 to get in, and then you pay like through the nose for their food and stuff. But yeah.
Did anyone see any photos from that New Year's Eve casino night?
I've seen one.
Yeah, there were a few, but not a ton.
Machin looks a little tipsy.
Well,
yeah, Machin was there because her daughter was performing, so her daughter sang there, and there were a few cast members there, but it didn't look like a massive celebrity turnout or anything. But apparently they had the celebrities kind of roped off into a certain area. So what?
Like, ooh.
I don't know, like Machin and all them, like there wasn't as full of access to them as what there normally is. That's just what I heard. I don't know if that's true or not.
If that is true, I would be so sad because you're paying $150 to get in.
Yeah.
That's worth a handshake, meet and greet picture.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I don't know anybody that actually went. But I didn't hear it was surprising to me that they had a roped off area. So someone can confirm that for me online, but yeah. Sure.
Well, on New Year's Eve, that's probably where all the good vice was going on. So they had to rope it off from the masses.
Lights above in the chat is screaming, donate, make it rain.
Make it rain. People.
Make it rain.
I agree. George says, looks like somebody just donated another 20. Can you check on that, Hal?
I'll check it.
I don't know if
hashtag make it rain is super fun.
Exactly. Yeah, it's let's see. Kirsten says if you donate more times, does it count as more backers? Yes, every contribution counts as a separate backer. Lights Above says the weird place where they talk funny is interfering with this podcast.
How great would that be if we all just started talking in reverse?
It could happen. It could happen. Yeah, I mean, it would be pretty amazing. Like somebody contacted me the other day saying, "Hey, Heather Graham has more than $25,000. Why doesn't she throw in money at this?" Well, you have to ask Heather Graham. Heather, I'm Heather Graham. Why aren't you donating this campaign? Hashtag Save Annie.
Hashtag Hey Annie, Save Annie.
Who's Annie again?
Exactly.
What's that?
What's her name? Annie.
Girl?
Yeah, Annie Blackbum. Was that her name? Yeah.
Annie Blackbird.
The sun will come out tomorrow, right?
Right. Little orphan Annie.
What's wrong with Annie?
Yeah.
The sun's not coming out tomorrow? What are you talking about?
Bet your bottom
Yeah, well,
dollar that tomorrow.
And we all break into song.
Oh boy. Then, let me tell you something. If I ever made an Annie remake, Hal, you'd have to be Miss Hannigan.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
No, we're gonna shave Joey's hair, and he's gonna be Daddy Warbucks.
I'll do it. I'll gain another 100 pounds.
Although
Oh, my
Cameron's
Lord.
already there at the Daddy Warbucks.
Oh my Lord. No.
He just doesn't like when people call him Daddy.
Oh, I love when I accidentally share news stories onto other pages that don't need to be. I accidentally shared the Eric Clapton "I'm Going Deaf" story onto the Twin Peaks Worldwide page.
That was the worst. That was the worst headline, man. Eric Clapton says, "I'm going deaf." Did you read that? Because it's all about his documentary that he's got, which has the dark sides of his life and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But all he said in the quote
Yeah.
was, my health issues, my right hand's going numb or whatever. My fingers are going numb. He goes, I've got tinnitus.
Right.
I'm deaf. I'm losing my hearing from the tinnitus and stuff. And there's like, Eric Clapton says, "I'm going deaf."
Oh
unbelievable,
man.
man.
This is why the news and media are just garbage.
It's unreal.
Ugh.
Okay, I just want to let you guys be aware. This guy contacted us yesterday. A Twitter handle YYASNUAO, and he started tweeting about this campaign in Japanese. And Caroline was going, "Hey, Cameron, we got the Japanese on board," talking about it. And it turns out this guy, full Twin Peaks 2017 character chart is between everybody.
Oh yeah, I
Oh
saw
yes, I
that.
tweeted this guy. Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Yes.
stunning, man. That was great.
Right. So I posted that on all the pages. It's on Twitter as well. But if you go to what is it? mmito.net, you should be able to check it out. It's pretty extraordinary. I mean, this guy put a lot of work into this thing.
And you just click on it and it downloads as a PDF too. So it's great.
Yeah, and I think there's like 8 pages too.
Yeah.
It's huge. It's huge. The guy did a lot of work. So I just want to thank you for putting this out there.
Yeah.
I did take someone contacted me and said, "Hey, you know what you should do if you want to go after the Japanese, basically, because they're such huge Twin Peaks fans."
Well, it's like, what is this, World War II? Go
Oh,
after
no.
the Japanese.
Oh. Frozen.
They'll be up.
Frozen.
Frozen.
No. Nope,
Frozen
not at all.
Cameron.
Oh,
Hashtag Frozen Cameron.
yeah, it's cutting out whatever. No, I put the trailers up on the Japanese version of YouTube.
Sweet.
Okay.
How
okay.
many views have you gotten? Did you get
Not
more
many.
initially? Yeah.
No,
It's because
not many.
you haven't promoted it and
No,
you just put it up there and nobody knows it's there.
Well, because it would say new uploads or people search
Are
out
you
Twin
sure
Peaks in the
are
search.
you sure you translated the words Twin Peaks correctly?
Yeah.
Probably sent them over to some triple X porno
It pro-
site.
it probably says raw Laura on the beach. I gotta tell you, like, I know that this is a real picture of Kyle and Laura and everybody, but I swear to God, she looks completely photoshopped in.
Pull it back a little bit. It's out of focus.
How
Yeah, I know,
tall
I'm
is
trying to
Laura
get it
Dern?
now.
She's really tall, isn't she?
She's super tall.
So
yeah.
tall.
She's lanky. I like
Yeah.
that. It's
Yeah.
a cool lanky look.
Oh, she's only 5'10".
Yeah.
I guess that's tall.
Really? She's only 5'10"?
According to Google.
She looks like 6'1" on screen almost.
Yeah.
But you know,
Yeah,
I mean, the
well-
girls that she works with, they're like practically midgets. So, people like Reese Witherspoon and stuff, they're like
Tiny.
they're
Yeah.
super, super tiny.
Yeah.
And you know how
She's
like
probably wearing high heels on top of this too, so she's probably like
Okay,
that
Reese
one up.
Witherspoon is 5 foot.
That's true.
5'1".
Yeah, see, that's
Do you remember-
tiny.
you remember when Reese Witherspoon, because she was at the Golden Globes with the Me Too and the hashtags and all that. Do you remember when Reese Witherspoon was like arrested for like beating the crap out of her husband Ryan Felipe? Like at least twice she's been arrested for it. It's hilarious.
What?
Yeah, like
That's amazing.
full on like full on brawls in the street where she like punches him in the face and stuff like that. And one time she was like drunk driving and they arrested her too. And
is this after Sweet Home Alabama?
That's the only one I heard was that when she when her and her new husband were pulled over and she's like, "Do you know who I am?" And I was like, "Oh hell no."
I love it when they pull out, "Do you know who I am?"
Yeah, and that really that changed my opinion of her right then and there. I was like, "Oh,
I would be like,
that's what is happening to his computer today?"
I don't know, man.
Yeah, it's hard hearing stories about celebrities being just real normal dickish people. You know, it's tough. I don't know. I don't like it.
When I was on the radio, there was a guy that he was like the local celebrity guy on the radio. You know, he was one of the DJs on the station I worked at. And years later, you know, but he had this funky air name, Billy Elvis. You know, this was like a jive ass name. But, you know, he became that guy, you know, in the community and stuff. And so one time he got arrested for weed and he did the "Don't you know who I am" thing. And that's the first thing they put in the newspaper. You know, it was a big mug shot. He's arrested, you know, and they quoted him, "Don't you know who I am?"
Well, that's the thing. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who you are. You break the law and you be punished.
Exactly. That's what's just funny when they pull that out. "Don't you know who I am?"
Yeah.
Yeah, we do. And now you're going to be in the newspaper.
So what?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Cindy says both her and Ryan Felipe were messes. Yeah, well, I mean, they met on the set of Cruel Intentions, for goodness sake, a movie in which he's playing like a guy who's, you know, trying to seduce her constantly. But
man, I have never seen celebrity kids look so much like their parents, though.
Oh yeah,
it is crazy.
Her daughter's her to a T.
Like,
yeah,
they're clones of each other. It's crazy.
Yeah.
You ever see George Harrison's kid, Danny? He looks exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Well, do you remember when Julian Lennon and like then one of Paul's kids, like there was like actual rumors going around that they were gonna like do another band
on the anthology. They even mentioned that. They're like, yeah, people are always like, when is Julian and, you know, Zach getting together and being the new generation Beatles? And they're just like, those poor kids, you know, they have to hear that their whole life.
Yeah.
Matthias says Cruel Intentions is a masterpiece. It definitely is a trashy masterpiece.
At the time, like, you know, when you're 16 or 17, it was pretty cool and different. They didn't make like rich bitch kid movies like that back then, so it was cool.
No, and that actually is based off, you know, Dangerous Liaisons, which is
they're making a Cruel Intentions
movie
musical now, aren't they? I feel like that's opening.
They are.
Maybe it's a TV show.
Heathers and Mean Girls did well, so why not do Cruel Intentions as well? Matthias says, Cameron, did you watch the leaked Cruel Intentions pilot with Sarah Michelle Gellar?
Oh.
Cruel Intentions 2 was a pilot for a series, but I didn't know Sarah Michelle Gellar like did a pilot for Cruel Intentions, the TV series.
It sounds vaguely familiar.
Steve Redfield says Dangerous Liaisons was better. So I'll go you a step further. What did you think of Valmont, the Milos Forman movie? That was the same story.
Wow.
There's a deep cut for you.
Yeah, that was amazing.
I like her movie Highway. You mean Freeway? That's the Red Riding Hood movie. Did you guys see that movie?
Which one?
That is the movie I think where Reese Witherspoon truly plays herself. Freeway.
You know, I don't think
where she basically is, where she stalks and goes after Kiefer Sutherland as the big bad wolf. It's so good. That is a trick. Yeah. If you have not seen it, check out Freeway. Do not see Freeway 2, Confessions of a Trick Baby. That movie's awful. That's what it's called, Confessions of a Trick Baby.
Wow.
I don't know how you keep all that stuff in your head, Cameron. Honestly.
Right? Yeah.
Well, because some things I remember, and then other things like, you know, you just completely space out. Like I forget, like, you know, who plays this person. I'll be like, chat, remind me who did that. On here, at least I'm going to be on here for another hour. So let's get this in there. Let's try to get as many people as possible. How many we got watching live? Says we have 77 viewers.
Wow.
currently.
Whoa.
So there's like 20 people in the chat and 75 just checking out and sitting back. So we need you guys that are sitting there to go to this link right down here. Hopefully it's legible.
Yeah, there's been no movement for 16 minutes, so somebody give it $1 or $5 just to keep us going here.
Right, exactly, because we're closing this thing down at noon today, guys. And I'll do videos throughout the week, and then I'll do another video next Saturday. But we only have 9 days left, so if you guys want to see this Queen of Hearts movie happen, let's get this going.
Or it would be even cooler. Somebody gives 100, and then they can watch us all jump with glee, man. Be a good visual. We'll all dance for joy if somebody gives 100.
Yeah, and if someone donated like 10,000, we'd play that music from Beethoven's Ninth. The da 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 da. That we
Right.
Just be jumping.
You wouldn't be jumping; you'd be freezing.
Earth to Cameron. Earth to Cameron.
All right. Yeah. So I'm gonna try an experiment. Should I try the experiment of me leaving and coming back in? I think it might shut down the whole thing. But I've seen
you're the host, so
right. But I have seen people do it before and get back in. I don't know if that's just a luck thing or what.
If it kicks everybody out, then wait 5 minutes and refresh the page, and we'll be back. Right? Just set up a new one.
Right, but that would be incredibly awkward and weird.
Yeah, yeah, because this one uploads and it's like, stay tuned for part 2.
Part 2. That's 45 minutes long.
Yeah.
So, let me just see if I can turn my camera on and off, and so just keep going, guys.
Keep going. He says, like, that's so easy. We'll just ad lib here. Okay. What are you
yeah, we're like,
All right.
It's like, you're the host, Cameron. Come on, man.
Oh. Well, he brought up Beethoven, so I will say that Immortal Beloved is one of my favorite movies because
can't go wrong with Gary Oldman.
Oh yeah, he's my number one. So good.
Although, do you like that performance better or John Belushi's performance as Beethoven in the early Saturday Night Live? Remember he used to do that?
I missed that one.
Well, he would pretend he was deaf and he'd be Beethoven and stuff. And then when whoever was in the room, like bringing him something, would leave the room, all of a sudden he'd put on some shades and go into Ray Charles and shit.
Oh my God.
That was great.
That was the best.
John Belushi. Yeah, you remember that, Danielle?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. So I'd say that performance by John Belushi as Beethoven is right up there with Gary Oldman.
Right there.
Oh, wow.
Gary Oldman was on Kimmel like 2 days ago. I was watching him. He's so humble. Like he just doesn't.
He's amazing.
He's like a sweetheart of a human.
He really is. Yeah, yeah.
He was talking. I'm glad he's finally getting recognition for things.
Yeah.
But when he did Immortal Beloved, if you watch that Leon, the Professional, he's always talking about Beethoven in that movie too. So it's kind of funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shirley says, "Okay, guys, what are your favorite songs from the Roadhouse album? The Live from the Roadhouse album."
I like that one, Mississippi. For some reason, I dig that.
That is so up your alley. Every time that song comes on, I think this has got to be one of Hal's favorite songs.
I like it. Yeah. I like it. It's got a good moody groove to it.
I think Shadow is just like that's phenomenal. That's such a great song.
All right, take Shadow out of it.
No.
Which one do you choose? Well, like we were talking about, like we're talking about like we could do like a.
What was that?
A top 10 of like favorite episodes of stuff. But it would be like you'd have to eliminate the 10 episodes that everybody talks about as being the great episodes.
I do like Wild West by Lissy.
Yeah,
I didn't at first.
It's a good one. I like it too.
But, yeah, I dig it now.
Mm-hmm.
I like is it the Veils? That
yeah.
The band that when the girl's screaming on the floor, I love that song.
Yeah. I believe that's the Veils.
Oh, that's a good one.
Buster says, if I was Lynch's kid, I'd sneak into his room at night and find 10 grand out of his pants. Into the movie. He's like, what's this charge? What the hell is that? Oh, Hal, we're over 800 right now.
Nice.
Oh.
So we were at 15,812.
Yes.
Cameron, I rescind my favorite. It's Just You by James Marshall.
Okay, so here. Oh yeah.
Like
Oh,
an
yeah.
indie dude, a local dude. I don't know. Really hitting the scene.
Justin. So Justin threw in $15. Thank you. Then I have Cindy with 5.
Cindy Palacios.
Yes. George with 1.
Well, he's anonymous. So now he just outed the dollar donor.
Oh, jeez.
With $1.
Steve Redfield threw in another buck too. He's been on here a few times.
Oh, way to go,
Oh, yeah,
Steve.
Right. It keeps it going. It keeps it moving.
Totally.
Which is and again, it's like whether you put in $1 or you put in $1,000, it's just Indiegogo looks at the just the amount of attention this thing's getting, and that will promote it in itself.
Good.
Yeah, like I said earlier, if you got $20 and you want to do it $1 at a time while these videos are on, go for it. As long as you get it all in there before the deadline.
Exactly.
It's fun to see your name pop up and have us shout it out. So yeah, do it.
Let's see here. People are saying, Cameron, you should make peace with Philip Jeffries. We're losing you. Kirsten's saying, don't end up in Argentina. They have apparently bad crime there in Buenos Aires right now. So let's see. George says Saturday by the Chromatics. So he's being hipsterish and picking a song that's not on the Roadhouse album. Thank you, George, by the way, for
I do
making that
love the
also.
Chromatics. The Twin Peaks
Yeah, I
has
like
made
it.
me like recognize them and like fall in love with a bunch of their other stuff.
The Chromatics almost seems like it's like, oh, it's Julie Cruz like 20 years from, you know what I mean? It almost seems like it's like this is the new incarnation of the Julie Cruz band at the Roadhouse.
But I like it. I mean, that's why we like, part of why we like Twin Peaks is that musical vibe.
Yeah.
And so they have to have that mood in there.
Yeah.
They do it well.
Shirley says, my daughter singing Shadow makes my heart burst.
Oh.
Well, Johnny Jewel, who is a member of the Chromatics, also has a track on the soundtrack, on the the score, that Windswept song.
Oh, he's part of the Chromatics?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So David Lynch must like really be into them.
Well, whoever the guitarist is, that Johnny Jewel?
Yeah.
Yeah. He looks exactly like Hal from Screen Junkies. So it makes me laugh. Shirley says ZZ Top is ace.
Well, yeah.
That was my one disappointment, I think, with the whole thing is the fact that they don't have them on the band. They just play a audio.
At least one of them. A lead to a woodsman or something.
They should have had the woodsman with the guitars, man.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I mean, if ZZ Top shows up in Back to the Future 3, they should have shown up as woodsman. They could have been the woodsman. Oh man, ZZ Top creeping up on Matthew Lillard, that would have been amazing.
Yeah, can you imagine three woodsmen on the line doing the ZZ Top thing? Would have been stupid cool.
Oh.
Buster says Lynch would be yelling, "What the hell, Riley? I had 10,000 in my pocket. Where'd it go?"
David Lynch probably doesn't have any more in his pocket than a carton of smokes.
Yeah.
Walks around and it's like whatever he needs, somebody will bring it to him.
Yeah.
Hey, we have another contribution, Evan, with $10. What's our total now?
All right, let's refresh the board.
I wish I had one of those like thermometers behind me that like raised it up.
$15,822 with 358 backers.
We are $178 away from hitting.
So
16,000.
thank you, Evan Trainer,
awesome.
who just gave $10. Evan Trainer.
Awesome.
See how
Yay!
things just add up, guys?
Yeah.
It's incredible.
178 guys away from hitting 16,000, and that will make us
so close.
9,000 away from the 25.
I like it when the percentage changes too. So somebody
Yeah.
keep pushing it there. I want to see it go to 64.
Exactly. Michael says Eddie Vedder ended best episode, perfect ending. Well, he preceded Sherilyn's dance, right? So, Andy says the Nine Inch Nails was cool. Yeah, I think
everything about part 8 was cool.
I think it just was surprising to have like a full performance in the middle of an episode, or not the middle, but the first third of the episode.
Yeah, but that was a pretty spectacular catch to have Nine Inch Nails, at the Roadhouse. That's pretty.
I really want to see that live.
You got to showcase that.
Yeah, you don't put them at the end of the episode with screaming Charlene Yee.
You don't give them the Julie Cruz treatment with the credits rolling over a truncated 15-second version of it.
I know some people were thinking, oh, maybe they'll put the full version on the Blu-ray. Nope.
For it forever.
They should have extended that somehow for her.
Yeah, it is a shame.
How we have
better.
We have another one.
Another one, all right.
This is from Dirk. Dirk, who's been on this podcast numerous times. We have $125.
No kidding, man.
Wow.
Yeah,
that is amazing.
That's awesome, and it clicked it to the 64, man. 64%.
Right.
Oh wow.
Right.
Damn.
That's
$15,947. So $53 more to hit 16.
Wow.
Crazy.
So we are very, very close to hitting 16,000 before 12. That is
very cool. Thank you, Dirk.
Yes, Dirk.
Yeah, I'm gonna text him right now. That's amazing.
That was a good one.
Yeah, that almost.
Oh, we got to jump for joy! Everybody, jump for joy! Remember, if it was over $100.
Oh yeah. You go ahead.
Fine. Thank you for the participation, everybody. No, it's just me in the corner going.
Steve is screaming 64%. Yay! Jane Michelle says, "Wow, you rock, Dirk." Kirsten says, "I love that you can hear all the Roadhouse songs all through because on Showtime it got shot because of the down call to the next part." I don't know. I don't understand, but Brianne says amazing.
What are you doing, Joey?
I was gonna pretend to be Cooper, thanking Dirk for contributing.
I am.
You know what would be really
lovely.
You know what would be really cool is because you got like 45 minutes to go here, Cameron, in this chunk of video. If we could get to 16 and then go past that and make it go to 65%. 16 and 65 would be good, man. Yeah,
I agree. Dirk has sent me a text saying, "Yeah, bitch, Queen of Hearts, bitches."
That sounded like Jesse from Breaking Bad doing a plug.
Queen of Hearts, bitches.
Queen of Hearts, bitches.
Yeah, why don't you tag Heather Graham on that one? Oh yeah, I did send out a tweet earlier this week to Mark Frost asking him, "Hey, why don't you come on the show?" That tweet was never liked or retweeted. Except a lot of other people. It's just Mark Frost has been on other people's podcasts lately and things like doing interviews and stuff. So I was like, "Hey, come on. That would be great."
I think he knew you were such a big fan of his book. Maybe that had something to do with it.
Hey, you know what? The love that I showed the final dossier should have outweighed what I thought of the first book.
I agree. You redeemed yourself in his eyes, hopefully.
Well, not only that, but I also, I rebought the first book. So what does it matter if I like it or don't like it? I mean, he got the money,
right? Even though you sent,
pocket, it's good.
But you sent 3 copies back because they had a minuscule blemish.
Well,
I'm just teasing you, Cameron.
Meanwhile, mine are on the floor.
I mean, listen. I mean, Mark Frost
mine came in perfect mint condition. So
Mark Frost is a very talented person. Are you telling me that he is the type that would hold a serious grudge for 2 years against a Twin Peaks podcast for not liking his first book?
Not at all.
I like the book.
I would be appalled if he was that sensitive.
I don't think so.
You open your book when you get it, and it has a personal message, telling you, "Hey," I don't know,
Exactly. Okay. I'm trying to. George says, "Yeah, Mark Frost still got that money. What's he got to complain about?" Buster says, "Thinking of the Roadhouse." Yeah, thinking of the Roadhouse, they should have had Gordon Cole dancing in the Roadhouse with Michael J. Anderson. If an episode ended with David Lynch and Michael J. Anderson and doing the waltz or something together, now that would have been truly spectacular television.
Wow.
While Audrey danced.
Audrey danced around them.
With like a veil that she's just twirling around.
Dancing veils. Yeah.
I really like the idea that somebody had the other day of like they should have just had Chris Isaac come out and perform as Chris Isaac.
They should have.
No way.
Died.
Here it is.
You
Instead
don't
of
get
Sherilyn
Chet
Fenn.
Desmond, but you get Chris Isaac.
In that dance scenario, though, instead of Sherilyn Fenn doing the Dance of the Veils, she should have done Salome's Last Dance with Major Briggs' head on the tray.
Oh my goodness. Oh wow. Oh dear.
Oh my.
You know.
That Mississippi song is very much it's definitely got a Chris Isaac vibe to it.
It does. It's that Americana thing, you know.
Yeah,
I love
yeah.
that stuff.
He's just so great.
Yeah.
I don't understand why. And apparently he moved, like, he had time in his schedule to do it. He had set aside time to be in if they wanted. I don't know if that's true or not, but I just don't get it.
Hal,
Yeah.
do the update. I think we hit over 16,000.
Yeah, baby. Let's go. Let's refresh here.
Linda,
16,000 even. She did $53. Linda Evans. Thank you.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's amazing.
That's beautiful. Look at that nice round number. Thank you, Linda. That rocks.
Philip Acker is saying that the hitting 16,000 is very much like Diane and Richard crossing the line on the road.
Now we have 40 minutes to make it click past 65%, and then we can rest easy that we've made some progress.
But here's the good news, guys. We are 9,000 away from hitting the total. And we are what, 9 days away. So that's 1,000 a day. Yeah.
And remember, when this video ends, it's fun to do it while we're live here so we can shout you out, but keep giving afterwards because, there's only so much. I mean, Cameron's frozen, man. He's not going to be able to go 24/7 here. So keep donating after the video.
Please do. Please do. I know we say that every video, but Linda says, you're going to make it. You're going to make it. I certainly hope so. That would be amazing. Jamie Michelle says 16,000. Yay. Yeah, we are 9,000 away. Philip says, keep pushing. Strong arm and a glob with black shades on. So super cool. Super fun, everybody. H says, nice. Listen, we have a lot of people who want to be involved in this thing. We have, potential actors that you've heard of wanting to appear in it. How let's give, we're in the last 40 minutes. Let's give one more big pep talk. You and Mandy, and Joey, without spoiling anything, give the people the pep talk as to, how much they're going to want to see this thing.
Go ahead, Joe.
I was gonna say I actually have sort of butterflies in my stomach. Just just visualizing, because I'm planning if this happens, and I think it's gonna. I'm planning on going over, maybe being like a PA for Cameron or something, and just hanging out for a day or two. And I'm
get me my coffee, Joey. Get me my coffee.
I'll be your coffee guy. But I'm excited for the behind the scenes stuff. I'm excited for the film itself. I think everybody's gonna really love it. But it's Cameron's definitely gonna try to get it up there, film it up there, correct? In North Bend and Snoqualmie and stuff.
Most of it.
They're gonna film. Yeah. So, I'm just really excited. I think people are really gonna love it.
Yeah.
All the content, not even the movie, all the content that's gonna come with it.
All the content that's going to come with it up to the finished product will be the best ride. Cameron, like I said, pulled me aside and kind of whispered in my ear some things. And I'm really excited about some of the casting possibilities, which will be fantastic. So I think it's going to be quality stuff. It's coming from Cameron's heart. And this has been a long time gestating project in his brain and in his soul. So let's make it happen for him, man. I think it's really going to be a good thing for the community. So
I really do think that it will ultimately benefit like the whole community as entirely. Like it's just going to make everybody look really good.
That's what you want. You're not doing it for self-aggrandizing purposes. I know you're not. You want to give back to the community and this TV show that you love and that we all love. And it's just a little thing to, it's like a bonbon, you know what I mean? While we're waiting for more from Lynch and Frost. So let's do it.
And I was saying with Mandy the other night, it's some people do art, some people are graphic designers, some people write poetry, some people do stuff on Etsy. This is how I express myself. I'm a filmmaker. So unfortunately, I can't do this kind of thing by myself. I need help, especially to do it correctly and as big as I want to do it. So
yeah, I don't really think. I mean, you love doing these videos and we love chatting, but I don't think you're completely entirely comfortable with asking people to give you money. But that this is going to be so cool and if we do it as a community, it becomes a project that we all contributed to. And I think that's what I mean by you're not doing it out of selfish purposes. You want to give back. So even though you're asking to be given to, you want to give back. So
that's the thing. It's like this. I mean, this money is going entirely into the film. I'm going to be working my tail off all year long to do something that I can't make any money on at all. So this is entirely a labor of love. And hey, it looks like we may have some time to wait before anything else happens. So we can get, I can't wait for you guys to see this movie if it gets made. It's literally going to be so insane. You're going to be screaming that you wish it was going to be canon. I swear. You're going to be like, oh my goodness.
Oh, man.
And there are Mandy, wouldn't you agree? There's at least 3 or 4 moments that people will be going crazy about.
Yeah, full on screaming. Absolutely. Yeah. It's just so exciting. Oh, let's get some money in, people.
Yeah,
it's going to be worth it.
I love that Linda Evans gave $53 and gave us that nice round 16,000. But now I'm actually getting bored at seeing that number. I want to see it moving.
It's kind of
cool. It's kind of cool that Linda did do 53 because that kind of
it's very cool.
But now 253.
But now it's just getting a little rusty. We'd like to see it move forward again.
Yeah.
This is why we have Hal on these videos.
Yeah.
He's our Jerry Lewis.
Hey, lady!
Ow, that hurt my
wow.
Stephanie says
it's really a bad
she makes a rather bold statement. So this is coming from Stephanie, not from me. But she says, no one aside from Lynch and Frost is more qualified to make a Twin Peaks film than Cameron. It's going to be amazing. Contribute. Do what you can.
Yeah.
I agree.
Wow.
Yeah. Here.
Stephanie says, oh, wow, 16,000. Nice job, guys. Jamie Michelle says, donate. For the love of Twin Peaks, donate. Yeah, I just want to remind you guys that a few years ago on Indiegogo, there was a tarot card thing that a guy was raising money to do. He asked for $5,000 to complete the tarot cards. He raised $75,000. So, let's try to get as closer to the goal here. Asked for 75. That's one hell of a
those tarot cards are really cool. Have you seen them?
No, they are cool. But what I'm saying though is like you asked for it, that would be like me asking for 25 and raising $250,000. It's like that would be insane. Oh, can you imagine a $250,000 fan film?
Oh my gosh,
amazing.
That would be amazing. There'd be Blu-rays for everybody.
On the Showtime donated $250,000.
Honestly, I don't want to speak for Showtime because they're doing their thing. But if Showtime was like smart, they would be like, "Hey, this is getting a lot of traction. Why don't you come on over here and do it for real?"
I know that's what's so like. Oh, I wish that would happen.
It's in the realm of possibility. It's not that far.
Well, yeah, I mean, every network has people that are trolling the internet for news and information all the time. So,
like I said, it is trending more than some of their stuff, unfortunately. So for them,
they have their social media marketing interns going through the Twin Peaks tag every day and seeing your stuff. So They know.
Oh, how come?
Some of them at least know about it for sure.
Oh,
You have to
I'm
do
sure they
something
know.
about it.
Yeah.
But luckily, the people over at, over affiliated with them have said, "Hey guys, relax. This is just a fan film." That's why they haven't like said anything about it. But I appreciate them and their quiet support.
That's what it seems like.
Yeah, it is. It's completely, because if there was a problem, I would have heard about it by now. So
Yeah, there's been no cease and desist, so I think everybody's cool with it.
yeah, well, because they know. I mean, it's very clear. It's done from the heart, and and people affiliated with the show of Twin Peaks. That deal with Showtime. Have pretty much said, "Hey guys, don't worry about it," and so no one's worried about it. Because again, I'm not in competition with them. I'm just doing my own thing. But wouldn't it just be amazeballs if Showtime was like, "Why don't you kind of come over here and do it for real?" I think that would be incredible. That is wishful thinking on my part, but that would be absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
Because I would love this thing to be official canon.
Yeah.
Because then you'd be the dreamer who dreams the dream and lives inside the dream.
Right. And of course, nothing would make me happier than seeing before the titles, a Lynch Frost production.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
Yeah.
That'd be so cool.
Just imagine.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Before camera.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Well, just keep donating. We'll get there. We're so close.
It's not like
close,
we're
just
not
far
at
enough
10K
away.
anymore. We're at 16.
Yeah. Oh.
It's dangerously close.
Yeah. No. I'm. Is he still there?
He's frozen.
I'm back.
Okay.
There you are.
There we go.
I'm back. I'm back. It's fantastic. Let's see here. Buster says, "Joey, you're going to be the one in charge of buying the plaster of Paris."
Okay.
What's on your shirt, Joey? Pull back so I can see.
It's like Justice League.
Oh, there you go. Okay, cool.
Superman.
George says, "I'll shoot the behind the scenes footage." Hey, George, come on up. That would be great. Because I can't do both at the same time. But Mandy, you're gonna be there too for a little bit, right?
Oh, it's gonna be a party.
As much as I can. Yep.
Because you got time off, right? So you can come join in.
I
know there's gonna be.
I can.
Yeah, because I'm gonna definitely need some help behind the scenes, and I know there's gonna be some locations and scenes that you are definitely not gonna miss. So.
Yeah. Anything that's up here for sure. Like I'll be there is, basically the whole time. So, California stuff, we'll see. But
right, Linda says 360 backers is a full circle, guys. This is a good omen.
Oh right.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, there we go.
Really cool.
Amazing.
Gloria says, "Now you have to hire Krista Bell, Cameron." Unfortunately, our little Tammy Preston does not have a role in the film, but yeah, but it was super nice of her to tweet it out anyway.
Yeah.
Let's see. I guess somebody in the chat is trying to suggest that Fire Walk with Me in itself is a fan film. God.
Wow.
That's a low blow. Mark Frost might agree with you.
Probably.
Yeah, right.
There he goes.
Oh, he went again?
All
Jeez.
right, says
All right.
Says Kirsten says, "That's right. Showtime is watching you, Mr. Jones, Mr. Cameron." Carolina says Mandy should make a cool cameo.
Well, I literally
we haven't discussed any on camera talent yet like that, but
yeah, no. I literally I'm the worst actress in the entire world. I took an acting course when I was 19 and I was so bad that I didn't have to pay for it. They pulled my parents into the room after, and the deal was that you pay back the school when you get roles and things like that. And they told my parents, they closed the door and they're like, yeah, she's not going to make it. So you just don't worry about that. You just go home. It's awful. It was awful. Yeah. I am no actress. So
Jared says, no worries for Twin Peaks fans with this fan film. Cameron is an expert with the mythology. So anyone new to the chat, please donate what you can. That's very nice. Wilton, though, says, Hal, you got to be Bob.
Yeah.
They said that imagine Hal in a wig and a car.
Wow.
And I
in your fork sock.
and a what?
Oh, George says it's now 16,001.
Yeah.
All right.
Love it.
Push it to the limit.
But now we got to get it past 65%, and then we'll be self-satisfied.
Yeah. So that dollar is
1601. Yeah, exactly. I love it. Made it move. That's the way to do it, Anna.
Sean says Hal could play Gordon. Hal could play Gordon, but I would do the voice. So Hal would have to just like lip sync my words.
Oregon.
Yeah. You could be a non-speaking cameo.
I'd still manage to screw it up somehow.
I know who.
I just know it.
You could play that woman with the ice pack that walks into the trailer.
Okay, you know what? You just keep laughing there, bub.
Oh my goodness, that'd be great. Joey, I'm gonna put a plaster of Paris mask on you, make you jump around a parking lot for about 5 hours.
That's amazing.
But he has to be chanting, "The black dog runs at night. The black dog runs at night.
Black dog runs at night.
Yeah.
Black dog runs at night.
Exactly.
For 5 hours.
Can I be the monkey?
We do see a black
says
dog.
Judy?
Can you be the monkey?
Yeah.
You already are.
Monkey. We're back to the theater thing. Touch my monkey. That's right.
Anna says I donate $16,000 rut, Hal. So that's good.
What? We missed that.
Anna said donated before, but threw in an extra $1 to get us past the $16,000 rut, Hal.
Awesome.
Beautiful. Thank you, Anna.
Love it.
Ace Ventura says my hair is longer than Bob's. Jason says Mandy can shoot fire from those eyes.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I don't know.
It's like Cyclops in the X-Men.
that actor is gay too. So Mandy fits right in.
Gays for Mandy. It all ties in.
Ace Ventura says, can anyone else feel the lightning in the bottle feeling coming with this new movie, Queen of Hearts? I'm telling you, I got to tell you, this is getting really exciting over here.
Yeah.
Because it actually feels like this could really happen. I mean, for a while I was like, I don't know. It could happen. It could not. I don't know. But now it feels like the snowball is turning into an avalanche, and that's exciting.
Love it.
Carolina says, yeah, we only need 8,999 to go.
It's less than that.
Michael says, Hal, if you're not Bob, can you play the giant or the fireman?
Oh my gosh!
I don't think I'm tall. I don't think I have the height for that.
We're
gonna have to raise the budget even more if we're gonna fly Hal over. But I think Hal would love it. Hey Hal, how would you like to come over to Snoqualmie, North Bend for 2 weeks and shoot a Twin Peaks movie? You're like,
I would drive to save you the budget if I had the time.
That's wonderful. Let's see. Andy says, I don't know what you guys have in store with this movie, but I'd love more on what happened to Agent Desmond. I don't currently have anything to do with Chet Desmond in the film. But I think that's something that, they name dropped him in season 3. So, at least we know he was part of that Blue Rose Task Force for real.
Yeah, which is still like, it's so surprising to me that they said Chet Desmond's name, but never Wyndham Earl. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. Carolina says, Mandy, you just have to stand there and look cool.
Well, apparently everybody wants to make me gross and ugly, so I don't know. I'm not going to end up being cool. I mean, I have some eye patch to be all humped over and stuff.
Well, if we were doing a Mulholland Drive fan film, you could be the person behind the trash
you know what?
can.
I'm not. You're going to make this movie by yourself, jerk. I'm not going to be there at all. You were the worst.
I'm just playing. Come on.
I know.
Just having fun. Hashtag gays for dumpster lady. Yeah, Sean says, Joey, you can play the dancing man. Let's see. Contact Chris Isaac to do a cameo as Chet Desmond. Look, he didn't even cameo in season 3. You know what? You know the cameo to end all cameos in this fan film. If we were going to do something like that, there's only one. You bastard. There's only one. There's one cameo that if you could get, it would just there. Every film website would be talking about this movie right now, and that is Michael Onking.
Oh God!
Oh my gosh! The whole
be like, listen, Michael, I guarantee you that my Sheriff Truman will not just be sitting at a desk for the entire duration of the final act of this movie. Okay, yeah. Let's
hurt a little bit when you said that. It hurt a little bit.
No, I
have a pain in my chest. Missed opportunities.
Yeah.
Oh man, I still would like to know the reason.
Yeah, me too.
You know, the actual reason that he didn't.
Yeah, because he tracked down.
I think he saw part of his role in
everything. You know,
yeah.
That's what was a mystery about it.
Yeah, it's so
strange.
Hey,
$5 from Justin.
All right, Justin.
All right,
so
Justin.
What's that bring us to?
$16,006.
Wow.
That's nice.
That's awesome.
16006, but we want to still click it past 65 or past 64. Go to 65.
Yeah, because you know how cool that would be just to look at it and be like 65%.
And over 16 grand. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the way we have to end it. We only got 20 minutes to do that.
George throws out a great idea. Joey and Danielle would make cool FBI agents.
We would.
Ooh.
Wow.
That would be awesome.
That would be great. Get you guys.
Joey would have to cut his hair though.
I'm cutting it soon.
There's no beard.
Man.
I know you were thinking about shaving your beard in the next day or two, aren't you?
Yeah, that's happening today.
Linda says we want Harry back. Yes, I will make a confession that I have no contact information for Michael Onking. Otherwise, I probably would reach out to him and be like, "Hey, possible? Can we make this work?" But I know you were excited.
You know, you could just retitle the movie "When Harry Met Annie."
Oh,
wow. That is amazing.
And then when she comes out of the Black Lodge, she goes, "I'll have what she's having."
Hey, Joey and Danielle, I know you guys have the LDR thing going, but the next time you're together, I think Danielle should cut Joey's hair. on video. Just do a video where she makes you over.
Wow.
Next month.
That'd be interesting.
Makeover.
Yeah.
Next month.
You just have to completely submit. You have to submit, Joey, and just sit there in the chair and let her do her thing and sculpt you to her liking.
Just make you look pretty.
Yeah, sculpt you to her liking.
But what would be amazing is to
just don't straighten my hair. Anything but straighten it because it looks terrible.
No, but what you could do though is do it live, and then Danielle can watch the chat, tell her which part to cut off next.
Oh, Lord Almighty!
It's like performance art.
Oh, you want the sides by the left ear? Yeah.
Yeah. She gets the clippers out. More danger.
I'm gonna end up having nothing. No eyebrows.
She just takes the clippers and goes right down the first stroke.
She's gonna mohawk. She's gonna mohawk you.
Reverse mohawk.
Reverse mohawk. I'll get some Hot Wheels and just
like put the orange track down. Run Hot Wheels off your head. That's the new look, man.
You know what? I'll get a small GoPro and I'll just do the intro scene from Lost Highway on my head.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And and the video is called Danielle's Prerogative.
Oh my! Well, there's like this weird like performance art thing. I think it's called It's called I don't know, from the early 80s, called Robert Getting His Nipple Pierced, and it's a movie of like that Patti Smith made of like her boyfriend Robert Mapplethorpe getting his nipple pierced, and apparently it's like Clive Barker can't even watch it. He says it's the scariest thing he's ever seen in his life.
Is Patti Smith doing the piercing or someone else?
She's the filmmaker.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
But I think it's available on YouTube. So.
Wow. What's the running time on that?
I don't know.
It's slow. 2 hours, slow and excruciating.
Yeah, it's not the Chelsea Girls, okay, Howard? It's like a 4-hour Andy Warhol movie.
Andy Warhol production,
yeah. Carolina says Joey would look like Jason Schwartzman with straightened hair.
Jason Schwartzman?
Rushmore?
Oh, yes, okay.
Yeah. Jason says, when Danielle's cutting your hair, can you sing Deranged?
Only if that's her prerogative. It's her makeover. So if he has to be singing that, it's up to her.
Like her singing Bobby Brown's Prerogative, though, right? So
prerogative.
Patti Smith's Just
Kids, yeah.
Just
wasn't that? Yeah, just
book.
Anticipate.
We missed all that.
Oh. We are on such a time delay, I think, on everything. So.
What was that book called? The Patti Smith about Robert Mapplethorpe?
No. The book is called Just Kids, but the movie is called Robert Gets His Nipple Pierced or something like that.
Right. No, I was asking about the book. Yeah. We covered the nipple piercing.
So yeah, so after you guys donate to today to the video and you need to seek out Patti Smith's film Robert Gets His Nipple Pierced and Roar. That's today's essential viewing for everybody.
That last, if you're familiar with Robert Mapplethorpe, that last self portrait photo he took of himself with the death's head cane when he knew he was dying of AIDS is one of the most powerful images, man. Did you ever see that?
I think I've seen that.
No.
He's in the background, kind of the ravages of the disease on his face, and he's just got this death's head cane, and that's like in the foreground like that. And he's standing there, self-portrait, It's
I'm looking
hardcore.
Can you message that to me? I'd like to see that. That's interesting.
Jamie Michelle says the Black Lodgers are messing with the feed. So before we all you are far away and we disappear, get these donations in because we're closing up shop in about 15 minutes, guys. I believe it or not, I have other things to do today than just sit on YouTube.
It's kind of perfect timing because I'm going to meet somebody soon too. So if we log out, get off about 3, that's perfect. Yeah. But so many people have donated. It's been so cool. There's been good movement. I feel pretty good about it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, if I could just, state it out loud once again, I want this to happen while we're off the video as well. Yeah. Just keep it going, keep it moving. As possible, but in that between time, that's where you guys come in and really help us out. Because if we don't get a donation like in between the videos, it's really hard to get to that. So. And we try and do as many of these as possible, guys. We try to do it several times in the week, and a lot of people are donating a lot of their time to do this. So let's just keep this thing going. Joey, what's it like looking like on Twitter at the moment?
Let's take a look. Twitter update.
I really like that drawing that Matthias did of Annie. That's kind of fun.
Oh, yeah, that's cool.
Save Annie. Rumbling.
The latest in Save Annie. We have something from Gloria. Stephanie Weisling,
and just tweeting up a storm. It's amazing.
Brianne Cody. Yeah, Gloria's on it. She posted a picture of a white horse in the Black Lodge. I don't know if you guys could see this. Is it clear?
Your video's off.
Oh yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I saw it.
Oh, there you are.
There's some severe connection issues today.
I know. I feel like
Yes.
it's different for all of us. Can I see? What can I not hear?
Do you see it now? There's a white horse.
Oh, wow. Cool.
What does it say?
The tweet says, this is from Gloria. It says, Gloria, she tagged pretty much all of us and says, we are online now on YouTube. Please donate. #Save Annie, Queen of Hearts, Twin Peaks, and a whole bunch of other stuff.
That's cool.
Cool.
It's awesome.
Love the support.
So
It's amazing. I mean, let's just talk about this for a second here in our last 15 minutes.
Okay.
We're at $16,006. That in itself is incredible. We have 9.5 days left, but here's the part we need to discuss: 362 backers. I mean, that is tremendous support. That's the kind of support that it's nearing how many people were watching Twin Peaks live when an episode aired. I mean, it's we're creeping up to almost like 500 subscribers, our backers. I mean, and there is obviously a demand to see not only more Twin Peaks but this film in general, which is just wild. And I think that it just has to attest to how much goodwill we've established, like on this podcast over the last year with all you guys. Because obviously, if we were just a run of the mill crazy podcast, I don't think we'd be getting this much support. And I think what's so amazing is we have this support despite what seems like the huge uphill climbs that we have to make. Like, this isn't like some easy campaign that we just launch up and just it's just just everything it's just raining for us. We're trying to get the films talked about and this and that. So and then doors are opening over here, doors are closing over here. So it's like we've constantly had to like shift and try out new tactics and different stuff. So any success that we're getting is because of the hard work. I mean, this has not been some easy walk.
What's interesting, Cameron? We have $16,006 with 362 backers. So that's an average of $44.21 per person. So imagine if we got up to 500 backers at $44 per person, how much that would jump everybody up. I'm just doing some math here.
Right.
I'm using myself with math.
Oh, that's awesome.
Don't mind me.
Some people watch but don't give. That's not nice. Well, people just like things for free sometimes too. Wilton says, if every one of those 364 backers gave an additional $24.89, we would be there. I did send out a notification letting people know that, hey, if those who've already contributed, if you can contribute a little bit more, it would help us like take it. So I think a few of them answered that call. But yeah, we are getting there. We are less than $9,000 away from hitting it. I will be. I honestly, I've never been in this position before, so I don't know what's going to happen if this thing hits 25,000. I will be like so elated and over the moon because channel gets to evolve, gets to become something even better than it was last year.
You'll be like the guy in the Buenos Aires hotel when Philip Jeffries comes through the wall. The guy got my pants.
No.
And the missing pieces.
Al.
So so good.
How you're gonna be put in obnoxious jail.
Hey, I'm
for a while.
the obnoxious part, right? Next week I'll bring my V for Vendetta and I'll be anonymous.
Last night you were trolling us in the chat. Now you're trolling me on the video.
Hey, it's your fault out there in California for providing those medicinal marijuana edibles. It's not my fault. You guys made them out there.
Oh dear.
Well, I import fluff from your side of the country, so there it is.
Marshmallow fluff, right? That's
Rice Krispies, man.
Yeah, they don't have that in California, fluff or any of that. So you have to. So if you want it, you have to import it from another state. I once had an ex-girlfriend that was addicted to fluff, so I had to import it, and it came in crates of 3.
What's
sorry?
fluff?
I'm sorry. I'm Canadian. What is fluff?
Marshmallow spread.
Yeah.
Oh.
You put on sandwiches or stuff.
Yeah.
It's only on the East Coast.
I'm pretty sure we have that in the stores. If I find
right, but you guys don't. But there's stuff that we have that you don't have, and there's stuff that you guys have that we don't have.
Hey, 2 more donations.
Oh.
Chris Formby, $50. Steve Redfield comes in again with another $2.
Awesome.
Steve.
Thank you, Steve.
So great.
Steve's given us multiple contribution orgasms here.
Oh yeah.
Wow. We have Mandy and Danielle here, Hal. So be careful.
All right, orgasm, that's so dirty.
Well, the way you say it.
No, man. Multiple contribution orgasms. Hey, when I watch Twin Peaks, I have an eye-gasm. I just use gasm.
We did coin that.
If I eat a good chocolate caramel, it's a mouth-gasm. That's all.
We did coin the hashtag.
Oh,
hashtag
man.
Spence is killing me.
Hashtag. Wait for it.
Lynchgasm. We did coin that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Lynchgasm. Exactly.
Yeah. So right now we're at 16,058. That's amazing. Yeah, Chris with 50. That's incredible, Chris. Thank you so much. And Stevie with or Steven, however you say $2. You go by different names on different things. And campaigning. Wow, this is incredible. 16,000.
It'd still be nice to click over to 65% though. Still have a few minutes.
What is 65%?
I don't know.
What do we need to get to?
That's 16,500. No.
You would think, but it's not.
Figure it out here. Get my calculator back up.
Let's see.
Jane Michelle says yes. Peanut butter fluff and banana sandwiches are good.
Sounds good.
Wow.
I'm hungry. Anything sounds good right now.
Okay, so Wilton says I did the math again with the exact numbers. The correct amount is $24.85, and now with the donations, it's now $24.57 each. So
there you go. Everybody contribute $24.57.
I can't believe this. I mean, let's just, we're gonna close out in a few minutes here, but I mean, I can't believe that we're getting super close to this thing.
16,250 would get us to 65%.
Okay. Well, we're gonna be hitting that hopefully fairly soon.
Somebody gives up $200, we're there.
Wow. Yeah, if this thing happens, we're gonna have a new Twin Peaks film by the end of the year.
Yep.
So cool.
So wild.
It's going to be so good.
And what was that? I didn't hear that.
I don't know. What did you say? We didn't hear you.
Oh. Electricity. It is. Thank God this didn't happen when we had our guests on that 24-hour stream. Like that would have been embarrassing. What'd you say, John? Say it again. I know you said something profound, but say it again.
It's like the convenience store scene. It's just choppy and
right.
Exactly. So anyway, all right. Anna says yes. We need to hit 16,250, and we'll be at 65%. Hal, do you think do you think if it once we hit like 65%, I mean, do you just get the feeling? I mean, we got 9 days left. I have a feeling we're gonna get that snowball is gonna avalanche.
I think that's good for momentum. I mean, 16 grand was cool, but imagine 16 250, 65%.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah. I just think that it's my suspicions were correct that even with an extension that people were kind of waiting. It's I think that this doing the show today, even with all the glitches, is really gonna help it steamroll. That's the hope.
I like the glitches. It gives me a glitchgasm.
God. Wow.
Oh, dear.
Thank God we're not doing another 24-hour stream. Think how bad the jokes would be at 6 o'clock at night.
Right. I'm the king of the bad jokes for sure.
All right, guys. So let's wrap up today's while we're still somewhat coherent and not glitching too much. All right, Mandy. Last words before we go.
Please donate. This is going to be amazing. I can't wait to see you work and see what you do. Like it's going to be just really exciting. So yeah, if you've got whatever you've got, just give it to us, please. I know that's
give it to us. Give Hal his oh, Kirsten says #Halgasm.
Yay!
Wow.
I love
there
it.
we go.
We want everybody to have a donate-gasm.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh no.
That's it.
All right. Joey, you're next.
All right. Well, donate, everybody. And I look forward to colluding with all of you on Twitter. I think most of you know where to find me, but if you don't, Joey Pedras, and we'll chat there, and we'll help.
And just think if Joey's on the set, and hopefully Danielle will come over because we'll be close over there. Joey, think about all the behind the scenes pictures Joey's going to be able to take and share and stuff like that. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah, that's the plan.
Yeah. Danielle, do you have any last words before we go?
Yes, everyone, please donate some money and just help out. This is going to be such a labor of love. Like, coming from Cameron, this is going to be the best movie, and it's in the best hands. So just give what you can give, because it's.
Yeah, we didn't hear the last word.
Was good.
Did you say amazing?
Shoot.
Breathtaking.
Amazing.
Can you hear me now?
It's gonna be
amazing.
It's gonna give everybody a halgasm, okay?
Right.
Oh dear.
Hal, last words before we go today.
Well, it's always fun getting out of control on these videos with everybody. So thanks to everybody that, donated while we were live here, because that's always a blast. And, the momentum's going to slow once the video stream ends. So keep those donations coming. We'll be watching and refreshing. So we'll see you, and we'll shout you out on the next one. And, we want to see it click over to that 16,250 and 65% shortly today. So that'll make our Saturday nights a good thing.
Yeah, and let's keep going so we hit the 17, 18, 19, because
sure.
I agree with Andy in the chat right now. He says to have the campaign even get this far would be a complete travesty if this film doesn't happen now.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So let's just not think about things that let's keep focusing positive and get it to 25.
Yeah, and for those that watch it later, because not everybody's watching live, so those who are watching it, not live, contribute while you're doing this and just feel part of the vibe, because, our hearts are in this thing. So if you're watching it after the fact, go in there and jump and give some cash.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. Well, there it is. There's your 4-hour Twin Peaks Thought of the Day videos for Saturday. What is it? January? I can't
13th?
Even. It's 13th. Okay, my computer's like freezing at this moment. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Really appreciate all your love and support. Keep the tweets going. Keep the Facebook messages going and posts. Keep contributing. Just keep spreading the love. We're less than 9,000 away from getting to 25. We are so close. It's getting so close. This I feel this film has a real shot of now getting made. I'm really excited. I'm really happy. I could not have done this without you. I could not have done these videos without all of you. So thank you, Mandy, Joey, Hal, Danielle. I really appreciate it. Annie,
And wait, Norman Buckwald comes in under the wire right before we end here with $25.
Awesome.
16083.
Sweet.
beautiful. Thank you so much, Norman. Really appreciate it. Annie, wherever you are, whatever museum you're walking through, I hope you're having a great day. But thank you guys for all your love and support and all your help. I really appreciate it. And let's just keep this thing going. We got 9 days left, and let's rock this. So you guys have a wonderful Saturday. We will see you soon. Take it easy.
Did he kill it, or are we still live?
What is
I
it?
think we're still alive.
Crow is sweet.
I think